Welcome everybody to 90 Day Fiance Fridays on a flagship Friday with George and Gina Shabooty. What's good?
What's good? It's been a full week since we've been on, and it feels weird,
It
right?
fe-
It feels weird that
it
we
feels
didn't
like a
do.
it feels like a month.
I know. I got a lot of messages and DMs and tweets asking where I was and what happened and why the pod didn't happen. So, to fill everybody in, my niece, my brother's daughter, got married, and there was a huge celebration last Saturday on November 1st. And it was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. We had a lot of fun. There was an open bar. Anything that my family does, there's always an open bar. So I got really, 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 really drunk, it was fun. There was no issues, no problems, no fights in the parking lot or anything like that. So everything was good. So congratulations to my niece Bianca and her new husband Chris. Congrats to you guys. But that's where I was last week, and I apologize. But family called, and I had to be present, so that's where I was.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, George was out of pocket. When I say out of pocket, that has multiple meanings. That just means you're out of town. I don't mean like you're out of pocket, like you said something bad. So George is out of pocket. And then we could have done it like Wednesday, but I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. Save it for Friday, 2 days later.
Well, yeah, I thought, oh, I'll catch up and watch the shows and we can do it Wednesday. But I didn't actually watch the other way until Wednesday night. So if we did, it would have been kind of late anyway. But, what's the point? We might, like you said, it's Friday, the flagship day. We might as well do the catch up on Friday. And we're here. We're here, and I'm glad. And I don't want to take any more time off, but I will warn everyone I have lots of flights booked over the next month and a half or 2 months. So there will be other times that I will be out of pocket. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like
Yeah, me too. Hiatus.
I may be missing a few, not a Friday show, but I may be missing a future show, but I don't want to say it yet because I don't like to announce when I'm like, out of pocket or in pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta try to keep things low key. Oh, I was just shopping for outfits for my event in Atlanta. I just want to bring that up one more time. Anybody in the area who wants to come, there was a Halloween sale on the tickets. They were like half off. So I don't know if that's still going on or not, but if you're coming to Atlanta, I would love to see you guys. We're doing the Bravolution with Molly Hopkins, co-hosted by Chantel. Ashley, her new baby mama's gonna be there. Some people from Love and Hip Hop, Mimi Faust is gonna be there, and she's gonna have her beauty line on display. So guys, come hang out with me. Come get drunk with me. I'm asking you nicely.
Is like Karen the mom gonna be there?
She will be there, Miss Karen. That's actually my TV mom.
Hmm.
That's how I refer to her, and she refers to me as her her blogger son. So that's my TV mom. So she'll be there. Thomas will be there. Chantel and Ashley. There's two other 90 Day cast members that are going to be there that I think haven't been announced yet, but one of them is my bestie, one of my besties. So you guys can kind of guess with that. But two more people are going to be there as well. It's going to be a fun time. Like if y'all, and there's going to be a huge after party after. So if y'all want to come hang with all of us, there's going to be a huge after party after. So I'm not,
Yeah, if you want to see George shit faced, you know where to go.
I mean, I'm really fun drunk, by the way. Like I'm the funnest drunk you'll ever meet. So yeah, come hang and get your 90 day fix. There'll be a lot of 90 day cast members. There are some reality TV people. I'm trying to get Shabooty to go, but he's being really resistant. I've been asking and like being a little pushy about it, and he's being really resistant. So I don't know why he doesn't want to go.
I'm one of those like my job is so excruciating where it's like, oh, but I have this coming week though, I'm gonna be off work, so I'm actually gonna be able to like breathe a little bit. But anyway, yeah, it's very hard. I have one of those bosses that's very difficult to like take off work. So
This is on a Saturday, Shabooty.
I know. Well, anyway, I'm just saying it.
Y'all see how he's being resistant. I don't know. I give up. I
You
tried.
already know the reason why I can't go because I've got something lined up for next week, and then I will be out of pocket as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the crew to come hang.
I know, but then
Finish
I have
it.
another flight booked in January, and there's so many flight cancellations happening right now. I can't risk that.
Yeah, they are reducing the like whatever FAA
Flights.
and shit.
Yeah. And I think like Atlanta is one of those airports.
Mhm. But yeah, if you can set up if you can find an event like around Christmas time, that's usually when I'm free.
This is around Christmas time.
I mean, like literally like the week of Christmas.
Or-
But anyway,
We'll talk because there is something else coming up. So yeah, we'll talk. I'm gonna try to get everybody together so we can do like a live podcast. You know, it'll be fun. I'm trying. I'm working on it, but you see how difficult they're making it. You
We're
see?
not difficult.
Y'all are so difficult. Like for real. Like y'all are really difficult. Y'all are like a really, really old couple that can't stand each other but won't divorce each other. It's like y'all are so difficult.
true. So should we
We
get to that?
just got high demanding jobs.
Yeah, you know, George, like I'm not trying to make excuses, but like if you knew the shit out, if you knew the shit how to deal with, like you would be like, how the fuck are you not suicidal? But I mean, like on the work level. But anyway, let's get to the 9 day topics.
Yeah, let's get into it. So oh shit, we haven't talked about anything. So where do you want to start? Because we've been gone a whole week.
Let's see. I guess let's start with like happily ever after, and I know that includes a tell-all. But let's before we get into the tell-all stuff, let's get into just like the regular part of the episode of Sunday. Um, so I guess let me go over my tweets because it's been a while. But
Yeah, I'm gonna need a refresher course on that because I kind of already forgot what the heck happened.
Yeah, I'm looking for my tweets. And hold on, in the chat, um, what is her name? Kanton said, where's the link? Linktree.com/George Mossy. It's in my bio on Instagram. You click on the link tree and that's where it is. Yeah, let's
I
find my tweets.
post it on Patreon. You guys find your tweets, okay? I'll find the link tree and
Okay,
post it on
cool.
Patreon.
yeah, well, this was the episode where Gino had the like ghetto charcuterie.
Oh God,
Oh
yes.
yeah, oh yeah. So yeah, he was cutting up what it looked to be. I have a cat, so it looked to be cat food, but I'm sure it wasn't cat food, but it looked like wet cat food, right? Like he was cutting up.
It looked like spam. What type? This is a mockery to Italians, honestly. Like a mockery to Italians, and I'm not even Italian, and I love charcuterie boards.
Well, so I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's like Braunschweiger or some shit.
Yeah, that's what you posted. I've never heard of it. It looked like wet sausage, right? It looked like soft, gooey, wet sausage. And I was like, who eats that and why? And how would you convince someone to buy it? Because it looks like I'm not trying to be like nasty, but it looks like dog shit.
Mhm.
Like, but why would anybody want to put that on a plate and put it in their mouth? Like it was really confusing.
Yeah, it's like liver sausage, but I like I have a theory on this, if like an insider theory. I think it was like to be funny is instead of like a stunt. It almost like in the adult industry, there's like a stunt cock. This was like a stunt sausage. So I think a producer like put Gino up to it and said, "Hey, take
I
this like
mean,
nasty sausage, it'll be funny as shit, and the fans will make fun of you."
did we actually see him eat any of it? Because I don't remember him actually eating any of the sausage. So that actually could be true.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying. I know he put something in his mouth. Pause. I don't remember if it had the meat on it or if it was just the cheese and cracker when he actually ate some. But
It could be, they were trying to give us meme material. And, the producers, they're really smart. They insert um things into scenes that they know we're gonna meme. So it could have been that was the whole idea. Remember when Jenny told us about
With the pizza
her
sauce.
pizza sauce and she's like, obviously I know you don't use pizza sauce in spaghetti. And she kind of hinted around like, but this is the tools that I was given. So
yeah,
it could be the same situation.
that's a good callback. I agree. And then obviously they probably wouldn't be doing poop yoga if it wasn't good for the show. But anyway.
Wait, Iggy says it's really good. My German family has eaten it for generations. So wait, Iggy, you're telling me that wet sausage is good? Because it didn't look good. I mean, but I do eat a lot of things that don't, look good. But physical appearance is hard for me. So it's like if it looks like it's gonna be nasty, I automatically assume it's gonna be nasty. Yeah, she says it tastes good. So I don't know. Maybe we'll buy some and we'll all go on like live.
I am not being a taste tester. You can be the taste tester, George, and you can let
Okay,
us
well,
know.
I'll do it, and I'll take one for the team, and I'll try it, and I'll let y'all know if Iggy is for real. Wait, Nikki says I don't eat it, but my grandma is German and she ate it. Oh, so this is a German thing.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Okay.
I feel like it's in the category of like I mean, I know it's a different food, but like anchovies, where like some people actually love that shit, but I would gag.
Yeah, I can't eat anchovies in any form, not on anything. It doesn't matter what, I just can't eat it. So yeah, I'm in that same category. But I mean, I am from Louisiana and I do eat random weird seafood stuff. Like I was just eating gumbo and there was, gumbo is basically you throw everything into a pot and cook it.
Mm.
So I do eat weird shit, but like that stuff looked kind of looked like cat shit. Like I don't know, it was just really I don't and I know you can't judge a book by its cover,
Yeah.
but
Well,
goddamn.
you could
Hey,
tell the way you could tell the way like Gino was like taking out of the wrapper and like squeezing it or something. And you could tell it's not something he eats on the regular, let's just say.
no, the way that he
I'm wondering if it was on sale at Dollar Tree and the production just went with it.
Can I go on a totally random tangent? Speaking of Dollar Tree, this I don't it got seared into my head, so that's why it popped in my head. When you said Dollar Tree, I remember like when Jasmine first came to like Canton, Michigan. Um, like I was like, it would be interesting if I go and look up like the Canton, Michigan Dollar Tree location on Instagram. And then I went to like the actual location thing on Instagram and to see every photo that was tagged at that like physical location, like with a pin on the map. And then I went there and I saw there's a worker at the Dollar Tree in Canton. And I found the worker's profile. And then I clicked over inside of his profile. And then he was one of those guys that's into like adult diaper fetishes. So his whole profile was like him in adult diapers, like it as a baby and shit, like walking around.
wait, what in the rabbit hole? So wait,
The guy that works at
You did it, Gina. You pulled a Gina and you just started digging and kept on going.
yeah, that's like the rabbit hole. That's like when you go to the cemetery and you just dig everybody up. Like you literally went on it. That's crazy. So the guy that works at the Dollar Tree, how old does he look, by the way? Because I'm just curious. Is this like a middle-aged man?
yeah, like a middle-aged man, probably
Well,
like
there's some questionable life choices there because I feel like if you're a middle-aged man, you probably shouldn't be working at the Dollar Tree. So there's like life choices there, but not only that, this man publicly wears diapers because you didn't even have to find like you didn't have to send him $20 to get these photos. Like they were just there for you to look at. That's questionable as hell. Like you just want random people to know that you're an adult man that wears diapers. Like that's crazy.
yeah, he has a baby fetish shit, and it was all over his Instagram profile, which I found through his working at Dollar Tree. So yeah, I found that random rabbit hole.
Interesting. I mean, Jasmine did say that Canton didn't seem very classy to her. She did say that. But, coming from Jasmine, I was like, bitch, you wouldn't know class if it slapped you across the pussy. But maybe she's right. Maybe it's not very classy.
So sorry, what were we talking about before? Oh, you were talking about Gino's sausage.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that. And then Gino also mentioned that he shops at the Salvation Army for
Mhm.
clothes. And we actually got to see a really funny scene of him going to I guess the tailor, the suit store. I don't know. It's
Mhm.
Canton's version of the Men's Warehouse, but it wasn't the Men's Warehouse. It was just this hole in the wall suit store. And he told this guy his entire life story, did some vanilla ice dances for him, and then rejected to purchase anything. And the funny part was he was just like, "Oh well, I usually shop at the Salvation Army," and I was like, "I can see that. Totally
Yeah,
see
yeah,
that."
I felt bad for the guy that worked there. He was his new therapist.
Well, right, because I was like, after all that, I feel like you're obligated to buy the jacket now because the guy sat through your whole life story, your whole open marriage, your whole pregnant wife story, your whole she ruined my life story. Like now, I feel like you don't. Not only is he, you should buy the whole fucking suit. Like at this point, him sitting there through that, he earned that commission. You should buy the suit, the undershirt, the tie, the vest, some socks, and a pair of shoes. Like at this point, you put him through enough.
Yeah, like I mean, I think I had a tweet on that one. Let me pull it up real quick. I know I put it on Instagram. Sorry. Oh, yeah, here it is. It was like a quote retweet. So the original tweet of someone else said, he's thinking, quote, I just fit suits. I don't fix lives. My lunch break is in 10 minutes. And then my quote retweet said, he still seems more qualified than a last resort therapist.
He does. He did not tell Gino to go have, like, oh, you're having issues with your wife? Go get three more wives. That
Mhm.
would solve your problem, right? Like, he definitely had more logic than a last resort therapist. I agree with that.
True. And then real quick, not to backtrack too much, but like as far as the charcuterie thing, I said Gino's charcuterie is a recession indicator, right?
That's true. That's true. That is a end of snap indicator, right? Like this is probably what people are doing now that they don't get their snap benefits. They're eating wet sausage. Wet.
Mhm.
dry cat foody looking sausage. Like that's probably what's going on in this world right now.
True. And then I guess there's a scene where like Jasmine calls Matt. He says, "You were the gym slut." So then my tweet says, "If doormat is the gym slut," Jasmine's words, then I guess that makes her the gym slot.
Oh, that does make her that. It does. She also called him a F boy in this episode, a fuck boy. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, Jasmine, if Matt's a fuck boy, what does that make you?
Yeah, the fuck boy's your baby daddy.
Right. Like, so you got knocked up by the fuck boy. So what does that make you? And I couldn't come up with anything. So I was hoping somebody would give me any, a suggestion on that. Oh, and we saw Gino make a fake dating profile on this episode, which you could tell was very producer driven.
Mhm.
Because he Googled how to make a dating profile and he's been on sugar baby websites for the past 2 decades. So we knew that this was a very
Yeah.
producer driven scene where he was supposedly looking for a new date when we know for a fact that Natalie, I don't know if you watched the first look tonight that came on for the tell all, but we know for a fact that Natalie will be making an appearance and it appears that she gets in Jasmine's face and I'm just like,
Mhm.
I would give her $50 cash to smack Jasmine. And I'm not like, look, I'm not like into like violence or anything, but I'm just saying it's only fair because Jasmine hit her first,
Mhm.
right? So I was like, I would totally give Natalie $50 to hit her back, right? Like, and I'm don't judge me, but I feel like somebody needs to show Jasmine that you can't just go around hitting people. Somebody gotta tell her.
Yeah, maybe Jasmine like shaved her head so then Natalie won't pull her by the hair.
That's true. You can't get dragged by the weave if you don't have no weave in. That might be very that might be what's the word where you plan it out. I can't think of the word now. But that's something that she did. She probably planned it out so she can't get dragged and she could run and she can't grab onto anything because she bald headed. But I'm assuming that Jasmine's probably gonna wear a wig to the tell all. Do you have any photos? Was she wearing a wig to the tell all or was she bald?
Oh, well, I think back then when they filmed the tell-all, she still had her. It was before the balding, so.
Oh, she still got her weave in. Oh, okay. So Natalie might
Yeah,
be able to grab her. She
because
might
I
be
was
able to
gonna
grab her.
say, I'm like, wasn't the tell-all film like a few
Yeah, it
months
was a
back?
while.
I legit don't know when
I
because
think,
Shabooty knew, but and I didn't. I legit didn't know when it was filmed.
yeah, I think it was like, because and again, I don't know. Well, anyway, like, I think it was before I met Gino in person, and that was a while ago.
Oh yeah, Nikki, thank you. Premeditated. That's the word I was trying to think of because I was like, she thought about that ahead of time. Premeditated. Yeah, but Jasmine is gonna have a confrontation with Natalie, which I'm excited about. I feel like everybody that confronts Jasmine is like my new best friend. Like I don't care who you are, where you come from, you're my new best friend because somebody needs to confront her.
True, and I predict, and it wasn't based. I know everyone. It kind of annoys me because people think I don't have like insider info as far like I guess that Natalie was going to be at the tell-all, but it wasn't based on like tea. It was just based on it was based on my intuition. So I just want to say that my prediction was correct, but it wasn't like no one told me that. I just assumed that. So
It
and
was a very educated assumption though.
yeah,
Like it made so much sense for her to be there because she made a appearance on the season and flew all the way to Michigan. So yeah, it was a very educated guess, which paid off.
true. So I didn't see the first look, but yeah, I did see the
I
Entertainment Tonight clip though.
I did watch it right before we got on actually it was on and it wasn't a lot. It was just them arriving to the house.
Mhm.
There was no actual tell all. It was just them like arriving to the house. We
Like, is Natalie at the house or what?
No, I didn't see Natalie. Well, they only gave us a half an hour, so they were still. I mean, I'm assuming she's not going to be there, but we only got a half an hour, so it was just them arriving,
Mm.
and barely even getting settled in. They only got 30 minutes in tonight, but
I will say I do it. Again, I didn't see the first look, but I do know that it's not the same house as the previous HEA tell all. So it's a new mansion.
oh, so they spending new money. So they got a new mansion. Yeah, the house had a nice pool in the backyard. I know the last time they did this, it was winter time, so they couldn't do like the pool scenes and the hot tub scenes. It was too cold. I think it was snowing the last time, so they did it at a summer time. So they were all in the pool like almost immediately tonight in the first look. So everybody's sitting out by the pool. So there's gonna be more scenes outside, bikini scenes. Yara is gonna show off her new tits and everything. So it'll be a little more fun to watch. And it seemed like Libby was coming across as a Jasmine stan, which I never cared for Libby anyway, but now I just dislike Libby completely. So I did notice that in some of the previews.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you about. Is like, did you watch the Entertainment Tonight preview, which is what you're talking about, kind of?
Yeah, I saw it. I'm not impressed. I mean, I was never impressed with Libby anyway, but we're jumping ahead. I wanted to talk about the scenes that happened on Happily Ever After with Brandon and Julia because in one scene they were like, "Oh, we're struggling financially. We don't have any more money and I got my job back, but I make less money." And then the very next scene, Julia was like, "Let's look at houses in Chesapeake because we need a bigger house."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, that's not very logical. Typically, when people don't have any money, they don't go purchase a larger home. I mean, or do they? I don't know. I mean, that's not what I would do. Like, logically, I would assume that I would probably sell my house and buy a smaller house. But so it just made me feel like it was all BS. And
Yeah, and also we kind of already predicted it, but when they came back and all of a sudden Brand's like, "Yeah, I have my job still," which proves that it was like a storyline and he's quitting his job.
oh no, there was no way he was quitting his job to go overseas. Like it was all storyline, it was all BS. And now the storyline is Betty and Ron are completely unaware
Mm-hmm.
that Julia is pregnant, which I think is complete BS. Because, at this point, you can physically look at her and tell that she's pregnant. And, Betty and Ron, the first thing that Julia told us the beginning of the season is they just show up randomly at her house. So,
Mm-hmm.
or how is it that they haven't seen her in months? I just don't buy.
Yeah, how is it they haven't randomly popped in 5 months?
Well, right. The biggest thing that she used to say is Betty has a key to my house, and I don't want to have a key to my house. So now, conveniently, Betty has no idea that she's 8 months pregnant or 7 months pregnant, whatever she was at the time of this tell-all, which I think is complete BS. There's no way Brandon didn't tell his mother and father that they were expecting because his two best friends in the world are his mother and father. So that's most definitely a storyline.
Yeah, my tweet though about Brandon and them was it was just to reiterate that I'm disinterested by them. So I said, as far as the distance, well, I guess Brandon says he's talking to Julia and he says it's putting distance between me and my parents. So then my tweet says, as far as distance goes, I wouldn't care if Betty and Ron were on the International Space Station while Brandon was at the center of the Earth. I couldn't give a rat's ass about them.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like they might be the two most boring people on the planet. Like it's very possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who else this season could fall in that category. Like even Libby and Andre and Jovi and Yar are more entertaining than Brandon and Julia. Like they just have no personality. They're not even meant for TV. The fact that they've made it this far on this many different shows really shows the ignorance and bullshit that the casting is putting us through.
Well, look at Lauren and Alexi. What do they have to offer? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all.
That's why the fucking audience is irate.
I mean, we are irate. I am so irate. Like, being forced to look at Libby's three chins is like driving me insane. Like her, because I said the other day, I was like, are they paying her chins and appearance fee too? Because I was like, because does Libby get a check and then each of her chins get a check too? Because like, damn, they're people at this point. Her chins are like actual people. They should get checks too.
Like, I mean, if Libby ends up being like a surprise guest at the Molly event, we could call it like Chinvolution.
Well, I would interview her, and then when I'm done, I'm like, well, can I also interview your chins?
Well, didn't Family Guy have an episode where Peter had something talking on his chin, like a mold or something? It was,
Oh,
or I
it was
don't
like
know.
I can't remember, but it was basically like a little, you know how when you're born and you have a twin, but then you like the twin like
That's it.
I can't remember the term. Guys, help me out in the chat. Basically, there was two babies in there.
Siamese twin?
Wait, what'd you say?
Siamese twin? Siamese twin?
What's it called when you consume the other twin and you become a
Oh,
new person? That's what that episode was about. I
I
can't
don't
remember the term analogy for it. But
know.
it basically there were twins in there, but then one person conjoined. Yeah, but then during the process, instead of you like progressing as two different people, the one fetus consumes the other fetus, and then there's just like a little bump on absorb. Thank you. Oh my God, why are there so many smart people in the chat? So yeah, you absorb the other one, and then there's just like a little lump where the other one used to be. So that's basically what it is. But yeah, Libby is she definitely absorbed several twins in the womb, and they're just
well, Libby's certainly a self-absorbed person. Oh,
she really is. And the twins that she absorbed are trying to come out in the form of her neck, and they are really pushing, guys. They are pushing really hard.
Yeah. The alter ego.
true. So let's see. I'm just going through my tweets again. And the Darcy thing, I said the thing, what she says, but I don't think it's gonna work, Georgie. And then my comment was the thing not working is this tired ass storyline not entertaining us. And then okay, and then we met what's the name? We met Doormat's mom. Uh, so then she says, I'm very disappointed to Jasmine. And then my tweet says, Mom, there's a whole support group of people that are disappointed in Jasmine. They're called Shabooty fans.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And we're thousands and thousands strong.
Mhm.
We're very
And
strong.
Did you guys notice that? I know you guys don't follow her, but I don't follow her either. But from time to time, I'm like, what's this whore up to today? And then I looked at her pictures. None of her pictures had that necklace that Matt's mom gave her.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, she didn't even wear it. Huh?
No.
Did you notice that it was Jasmine's goal to have Matt tell her, like, because I was like, why do I feel like it's her goal to make sure that Matt's mom is disappointed in him? Because she's like, you need to tell your mom that we're engaged and I'm still married and I'm a whore and you're a whore. Like, I was like, why is it so important for her to make sure that the mom is just like, damn, I should have aborted this kid? Like, why are you making it seem like you want her to hate her son? Because Jasmine was like, you need to tell her that I'm married. You need to tell her that I'm a whore. You need to tell her that we're engaged even though I'm married to someone else. I was like, all of that is not first day meeting you information, right?
Well,
You do not need to drop all of that information on this little old lady. Are you trying to give her a stroke? Like,
and then also, I mean, like, yeah, she's trying to present like a conservative side of her to the old lady, conservative old lady. But then Jasmine is wearing like, I know it's like hard for her to hide her giant pontoon fake tits, but like she still was showing off her cleavage and stuff to the mom.
well, yeah, I noticed that too. But I don't think Jasmine was trying to be conservative because it seemed like every opportunity she got, she wanted her mom or his mom to know that she was a whore, right? Because she was like, it's important that your mom knows that I'm married, and it's important that your mom knows that we're engaged. And I was like, none of that is important for her to know the very first time she meets you, right? Like that's things that you ease in, after meeting and getting to know someone. They don't need to know that you're a gutter troll slut the moment they meet you, right? Like you can save some of that for later on, right? Like save it until after you get married so she can't tell them not to marry you. Like you don't need to tell her all of the things wrong with you the moment you meet her.
Well, I think I agree. And I think like Jasmine knows, she's like, what would be the best thing for the show? Like that the mom sees my true colors, that I'm a skank hoe. So we might as well show my true colors because it'll be the best thing for the show.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that Jasmine thinks in the form of TLC checks,
Mhm.
not with like pride or shame.
Yeah.
She thinks in the form of zeros and commas with TLC checks. So yeah, I definitely see that because I wouldn't just go around and just advertise that I'm a slut. Like it's from moment I meet someone that I want to like me, I wouldn't be like, hey, I'm George, I'm a slut. Like that's not how I would introduce myself to people.
Well,
Yes.
it wouldn't take long for the mom and the sister to figure that out on her own.
I mean, yeah, Google exists, so you're right. It wouldn't take more than 3 minutes tops for them to find out that she's a slut. But I mean, let them figure it out on their own. You don't gotta tell them. Like they might actually like you for the first 10 minutes if you would just shut up. Like geez.
Like it's funny how like on social media, Jasmine, she gets all like sensitive when people like either badmouth her or when somebody says something in her DMs all negative, she gets very sensitive and blah blah. But it's like, but then when she like debases herself for TLC, she's like, she loves it. Like when she like whores herself up for TLC, it's like an amazing time. But then when somebody calls her a whore or something on social media, she gets all upset.
Well, yeah, because on the show she's getting paid.
Hmm.
She's like, a hooker. Like a hooker will do whatever you want for the right price, but for free, she ain't touching you. And it's kind of like Jasmine. She's like, I'll say and do whatever you want as long as the money is right. She's basically whoring herself out for TLC.
True. And then let's see, there was a part where Matt proposes with the ring, and I mean with the string. And I said proposing with the string is more ghetto than a love after lockup proposal. They don't have a gumball machine with rings in Clearwater, Florida. But do you think the whole like proposing with a string do you think that's another one of those like bits that in the same vein where like if Gino has that like shitty ass like soft sausage meat in his charcuterie, and then everyone's talking about that if he proposes with a string, more people will talk about it than a regular ring.
No, I don't know. I mean, him proposing in general is kind of stupid because you can't marry someone that's married.
Mhm.
So I'm beginning to think that the producers were like, you know what would be really crazy if you asked Jasmine to marry you because we know that she can't. And so he didn't have a ring because he actually wasn't going to do it. But they were like, you should do this. It would be interesting because people will be like, it's impossible because polygamy is illegal in all 50 states. So you can't marry her. Right. So I'm assuming that that's what happened. That's why he didn't have a ring. Or maybe he's just broke. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the situation was, but I'm assuming, like you said, he could have went to Walmart and bought one of the 14.99 rings, like if he really wanted to have a ring.
Mhm.
Claire's.
Oh, Claire's. Wait, I thought they closed down. Is Claire's still open?
I'm sure he would no, I'm sure he would find it something like at like a Value Village or a Salvation Army for cheap.
I mean, or he can go if he was still in Michigan, he can go to like the adult baby guy. I'm sure he has some rings. Oh, anyway. So anyway, that was let me see what other tweet.
Oh,
Matt
they,
said,
they said
uh,
that it is open. I didn't even realize Claire's was still open. I need to get an ear pierced. I should go there.
They're not open. I think they closed, but yeah, I'll message you if they
Online.
are.
Yeah, they said online. Because, yeah, I'll go to the mall. I don't see it anymore.
and then I was going through my tweets again. Matt says, he says, I have to work. He says, I have to work this hard to put a string on your finger. And then my tweet says, Matt's surprised that a gold digging sugar baby is unimpressed by a literal string. And those were all my happily ever after tweets, I think.
That was it? Oh, my God. That wasn't even that many. I did notice that Matt said, hold on. Let me see if I can find the tweet. He said, I love you and I'm going to try to take care of you. And I was like, well, she pregnant with your baby. You got to do a little more than try. You kind of have to now, right? Like you knocked her up. Like now you can't just be like, oh, I'll try. Like now you have to kind of commit to it because that kid has to get taken care of by somebody, right? So I was just like, that's a weird thing to say. He's like, oh, I love you. I'm going to try, and be with you and try to take care of you. And I was like, that's it? You put a baby in her and you're just going to try? That's kind of crazy.
Right now, I guess let's go more back into like the tell all stuff. So let's go back to the Entertainment Tonight video where Libby is all defending Jasmine and stuff. The one thing though, people were like surprised, people were like shocked that, and assuming my eyes didn't deceive me in that clip, like, so I'm pretty sure like Cara was kind of like Team Jasmine in that clip. Did I see correctly?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I
Yeah,
felt
that's what
like
everyone in the comments section was saying too. Because Gino, I forget what Gino said, but Gino said something, and then Cara kind of co-signed what Gino was saying, like that's right or something.
yeah, I can't say what side she was on. I think she's on the side of logic, and there was no logic on either side in that situation. Because Gino said, "Oh, I've been with Jasmine for 4 years," and I was like, "You haven't been with Jasmine for 4 years. You let her walk all over you for 4 years." So there's idiocracy on both sides. So I'm assuming Kara is just looking at it like
Mhm.
there's idiocracy on both sides. Because I can't really take a full stand on either side. Like I'm not obviously Team Jasmine, but I'm not 100% Team Gino because Gino let this go on for way too long. Way
Mhm.
too long. Like there's no reason why he should have stayed married to her and let her make him look like an idiot on TV for this many years. Right?
And
No.
and he agreed to the open marriage storyline as well.
Well, right. Like I can't fully be on either side. I can't support the side of ignorance, and they're both ignorant, right? Like the decisions that they made were not good decisions. And Gino has been humiliated all over the TV. He's been called a sex addict, a porn addict. Been saying that he can't get it up. Like she's dragged this man's name and he let it all take place because he could have ended this at any moment and he didn't. He let it go on.
But you know what annoys me though? You know what annoys the piss out of me? And I know I'm sure we've probably talked about this in the past, but like, um, because first of all, like Jasmine shits all over Gino as far as on social media on her Instagram. She takes dookies on Gino at every opportunity, just straight shits on him like you really hate that person. And then what she'll do is she'll go, which I think she this week or whatever, she's in New York doing like mainstream media press promos, and then she'll do interviews with like mainstream media, and then she'll say, you know, it's all the shit Gino and I went through, but there's still a part of me like I will always like there's a part of me that'll always love Gino. I'll never hate him. I'll always love Gino. That's what she says in like mainstream media interviews, and it's like such horseshit. It's like no, the real you is when you're on Instagram taking a shit on him, not when you're doing a mainstream interview saying like, oh, I'll always love him. I can never hate him, type shit.
Well, I kind of see it the same way with Rob and Sophie,
Mm.
right? Like we know that Sophie hates Rob and Rob hates Sophie, but at the end of the day, they still film shit together because the money is right. And they pretend that like we just saw Sophie's diaries and Rob was filming with her. Like they can get along long enough to make a bag of money. And I wish Danity Kane would take notes. But at the end of the day, I think Gino and Jasmine get along. Like I consider them frenemies. They don't like each other, but they know that they can make money together. So I feel like they could sit in the same room and earn that check. And but like you said, when they go on Instagram, they're gonna tell you what you really feel about each other, and they can't stand each other.
Well, I think Jasmine hates Gino more than Sophie hates Rob.
Do you really? I
Yeah,
mean,
though I will say
Sophie tried to out Rob as a homosexual on national TV. That's pretty hateful. That's pretty hateful.
yeah, though yeah, Sophie does throw Rob under the bus pretty viciously too. So I don't.
Well, yeah, she waits until like the biggest bus, like a double decker bus, like a triple decker bus is coming, and then she throws him under. Like she really does. Like Jasmine has never said that Gino was a homosexual. She would say, "Oh, he doesn't want to have sex with me, or he's a cuck, or he can't get it up, or he likes porn." She says mean shit, but Sophie was just like, "He sucked dick." And I was like, well, good God. Is like that's to make that statement on TV about your husband.
Okay, well, Nikki in the chat makes a good point though. Like in my in on because anyway, like yeah, everything you're saying is right, but at the same time, like Sophie goes back and fucks the shit out of Rob, so they still hate fuck, but Jasmine doesn't even never even hate fuck Gino. So I think Jasmine hates Gino more than Sophie hates Rob because Rob at least still bangs her out when he sees her.
That's true. And I was very confused by that. I was like, yeah, if you try to out this man on TV, the last thing he should be doing is sleeping with you. So no, you win. You win. You're right. That's true.
Yeah, so I rest my face anyway.
I
Uh,
agree.
okay, I guess back to the tell-all stuff. I'm trying to think what else went on. Let me go to my notes, whatever. Let's see. Yeah, so Libby defends Jasmine. Oh, and then Dana's going to be at the tell-all with Michelle, and I find it
Why?
interesting that he's going to be there.
Well, they're the black sheep, Jasmine loving of his family, so they're always there to, take up for Jasmine and make Gino look bad, which I think is crazy, right? Like my family is my family. They could literally be on trial for murder and I'm gonna be on their side. So like the idea that they turned on their own family, it just shows me that with family like that, you don't need haters or enemies. The people that hate you the most have your blood. Like those people are evil. The fact that because I don't care if Gino was 150,000% wrong. If that's my family, then I'm gonna be on his side. Period. End of discussion. So the fact that they're on TV dogging their own family member just shows that they're trash, like literal trash.
Yeah, and then I made a post last night, like goofing on Dana, and then he just like I think he replied laughing at the post, but I think he loves all the attention, even when he gets made fun of.
But
Yeah.
I thought he soft blocked you.
I don't know, but he saw it on well, like I don't know the whole story, but like he on thread, like threads. So my Instagram
Yeah.
post gets copied to threads, so he replied on threads. So I don't know. Maybe he still follows me in threads.
Off block just means you don't follow each other. You can still, if you use a hashtag, he could still see it.
Yeah, either way he replied. I don't know if he follows me or not.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that don't follow me but see everything I post. So he could definitely be like, oh, I don't like Shabooty, but then every day be typing in your name to see what you said. Because there's a lot of people who do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nikki said it right. Dana's a spy. That's exactly what he is. He's a spy.
Yeah, Michelle's like that too. Because I remember like for a while, Michelle. She was following me on Instagram, and then I realized like, wait, why am I allowing like Jasmine's best friend to like follow me? Because she'll probably just report everything back to Jasmine. So then, even though she was following me, I just blocked Michelle off a general principle.
Well, yeah, she was reporting back to headquarters. And
Yeah.
you know, every now and then there's some spy on your page that's reporting back to headquarters and saying everything and screenshotting and sending back. You know, I don't block my spies. I want them to see because I know that it's gonna piss off the person that they're reporting back to. So I was like, I want people to wake up in the morning and open their text and see that I did something and they're like, I hate him. I love that. It makes me so happy to know that I'm pissing somebody off and ruining their day.
Yeah, you know what I like to do is like somebody will bring up like a blogger I don't like in the DMs or something, and then I'll just be like, man, they're a fucking idiot. Like they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I'm like, you know what? What if they screenshot this DM and send it back to them? I'm like, you know what? That's actually what I want to happen. I hope that it gets back to them.
Yeah, I know. Well, 90% of the time they're already spying on you anyway. So yeah, go back and report back. You know, like I love that. If because people are like, I heard that you said this, and I was like, would you like me to repeat it? Because I did, but I'll say it again to you.
Mhm.
It's not gonna change. Like I'm not one of those people where I act crazy online and then when I see you, I want to hug you. No, if I said something about you online, I'll say that shit to your face. Like I was like, so yeah, did you hear what I said, or should I like start over from the beginning and I tell you how much of an idiot you are? Like I'll say,
Like, did I stutter? Did I
right,
stutter? No, I did not.
should
No,
I?
by the way, like this wasn't on the topics list, but like to show the power of like you when I start big, when I turn to like a super fan of someone, like how I could like win over fans for that person. So then like somebody DM me, the regular fan DM me saying like they DM me, they said, is it they said hold on a second. Gina, I hear like give me one second. I hear like weird background noise.
Oh, it's just you. I don't hear it.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah, I can just hear you. So whatever you're hearing is on your end.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, sorry, I was distracting me. All right, let me go back to what I was saying. So somebody DM me and they said, I used to eye roll on all the Kara love, but she's a legit sweetheart and now I accept all the Kara love. And they sent me like screenshots of like Kara being really nice on Instagram and they're like, look what an angel she is. So like and now Kara has a bunch of new fans because of me.
Well, I think that Kara's always been sweet and nice. You just have to be careful because they were trying to paint a picture, and they still are. I don't want to say were trying to paint a picture of her, and you know they're gonna go into that picture they're painting onto in the tell-all where they're trying to make it seem like she's been out cheating, you know, sleeping around and doing all this stuff. So just be careful. You know, don't believe everything you hear. Right? Sometimes storylines paint people to be a villain when they're the farthest from it.
Hmm.
She's just not. She's not a villain. If you spend time to talk to her, get to know her, watch her post, she's not an evil person, right? So like, just be careful what you listen to and who you believe, because if the first thing you hear is the thing that you believe, then that's on you. You gotta for me to believe something, I gotta hear it 3 times from 3 different people. That's the only way that I'll even believe it. I if I hear it once from one person, it's like, huh, okay. But if I hear it 3 times, the same thing from 3 different people, that's how I know it's something I can believe.
True. All right, let me just go through my topics list. Okay, I did a rant about the tell. I might as well read it. Since I'm such an eloquent writer, sorry to stick a feather in my own hat. Anyway, hold on. I had a rant, so let me just read it. Let me find it. Oh yeah, it was okay. Here it is. I said, okay, here's my rant from Instagram. It says, this is called Tell All No Limits, but we should do just that, limit our expectations. 4 episodes is too much. There should be one episode of all the house stuff, one episode of all the studio stuff, and call it a day. But instead, they want to drag it out and further milk the crap out of this franchise. By episode 3, we're going to be bored when we have to hear about the Florida couples bickering. Also, they edit out any and all Tiger Lily content, yet they didn't reduce the number of episodes. Obviously, quality is not the priority here, just quantity. That's why Sean Robinson won't freaking retire. If she had an ounce of dignity and love for the franchise, she would see that, and she would see that that would be for the best, and she would ride off into the sunset. Sadly, she knows the moment she's off the tell-alls, they're going to stop inviting her to any anniversary parties because TLC is mega petty like that. Hashtag and rant.
Wow. Yeah, I agree. I think 4 episodes of the tell all for a season that was so uneventful is just insane. Because, in my opinion, I feel like we could have probably fit everything into one episode.
Mhm.
There was really no real drama this whole season because that ski trip, I fast forward through most of it, but from what I can tell, they just all hate each other, which is kind of what I expected. So
Yeah.
like, and why do we need to watch them explain it? No one cares if they get along or not. Like we weren't invested whether or not they did or not. So I'm assuming that ski trip's going to get an entire episode, and I can't imagine why, but they are. And then we're going to have to sit through um the Gino, Jasmine, Natalie, Matt drama for an episode or two, which might be the only entertaining thing for the whole season. But
Mhm.
4 episodes, it's really overkill for this season. There wasn't enough drama to even go around. And then it seemed like Ron and Betty weren't even in the studio from what I saw. They were on a TV.
Mhm.
So Brandon and Julia don't even have any in studio guests. So like I don't know. The whole thing it seems like a waste of time for me.
Yeah, and again, I know we sound like it's like weird. We're in a weird position because like you can say, oh, like why are you always like, like you have to look at it this way. It's like when I'm like, for example, when I'm shitting on Shaw Robinson, it's like you like don't look at it as like a person like I personally hate Sean Robinson. It's just like as a fan of the franchise and you see like a sinking ship and you're like, dude, one of the easiest things you could do is like switch the captain and maybe it'll right the ship a little bit. And they already had Suki in there, she'd a half decent job. And it's like we just want the show to be better and we want like we know if there's a masterful host that's really impassioned, that's a really super fan that doesn't need notes from the producers, that writes her own questions, that watches the whole season inside and out, it's all on social media and active and like we know that that kind of a host like will really change things and like get into the nitty gritty and like how much of a better tell-all will be. So we're just like passionate fans. So when I'm shitting on Shaw Robinson, it's like really we just want the product to be better. We're not trying to like personally attack her, but like sometimes I may have to personally attack her in order for the betterment of the show. Sometimes I do have to go there, but really we're trying to make it what the product is better. So we may come across like an asshole, but it's like, what else are we supposed to do?
Yeah, we
Well,
don't want it's sinking like the Titanic.
Hmm.
Well, I like to use the example. Like, I'm a huge Love and Hip Hop fan. I've been watching it since the beginning, right? And I love to use this example because since Love and Hip Hop has been on, I think we're on like, I don't know, 13, 14 seasons. It's a long time. They've been through a lot of reunion hosts, right? Like, Mona Scott Young hosted herself before, it's her show. Monique, the comedian, has hosted some more. One of the queens of hip hop has hosted. Claudia Jordan hosted as a reunion host. Nina Parker is currently the reunion host. My point is, this show has realized. Oh, and John Sally was also a reunion host for Love and Hip Hop. They've realized that you don't have to keep using the same people. They've gone through so many different hosts, and as someone grows out of that role, sometimes you could be the host of a show for a really long time, and then you grow out of that role. How many times have we watched TV shows where they switched out the host after so many years because they grew out of that role? There's nothing wrong with growing and getting somebody more suitable to attract the right audience for your tell-alls. And I think Love and Hip Hop does a good job of that. They are so quick to fire a motherfucker and get a new host. They'll just be like, you know what, you're not good anymore. We're done with you. And they will bring somebody else in and keep the drama going and keep the show on top. And I think 90 Day Fiance should take a note, take a liking to growth and progression. You don't have to keep somebody because they always been there, right? Like, how many companies had one CEO and then 2 years later they got a new CEO? You don't got to keep them just because they was a CEO when it started. You can keep moving and growing and progressing.
Hmm. True. So let me go back to my topics list. Let's see. Okay, and then the question on the table is how do you think Sean Robinson will address the absence of Tiger Lily and Adnan?
Oh, do you think she will at all? Because I was like, I don't know. When people are missing, I know when who was the last person that was missing from a tell-all? I think
Like Statler,
Alina or
Statler.
whatever.
oh yeah, Statler and Dempsey. I think all she said was Statler and Dempsey won't be joining us tonight, and we wish them all the best. I think that's all that Sean said, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she did acknowledge it, and I was like, I wonder if she'll even acknowledge it. But I guess maybe she'll do the same thing. She'll say, Tiger Lily and Adnan won't be joining us tonight or couldn't be here tonight, some bullshit. But I was like, well, if you are firing someone from their contract, I don't know if you should be using their name anymore. So I was like, maybe they won't actually acknowledge it, but maybe they will. I'm not sure.
I think they will, because then people will be like, there was, well,
But
people that have internet will know what
don't
the
you
heck
think
happened.
they should have said something when they edited them out of the season mid-season? Like they didn't acknowledge that they were edited out of the season. We just kind of picked up on it on our own. I think that's really unprofessional,
They
right?
never,
Like, so like
they never acknowledged anything though.
Yeah, George, this is TLC we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Like,
I
we've got a
mean,
bunch of interns.
you should at least, if somebody started the season and then didn't finish the season, like at the end of the episode, like if someone dies during the season, at the end of the episode, they'll be like, "Rest in peace to so and so." Like they should at least say, you know, throw a picture up there and say they're no longer on the season. I mean, they're not dead, but like they should at least say like, "Don't be looking for these two because they're not going to be on the season anymore." They don't. They. I think it's weird how they just think not acknowledging things is the professional way of going about it. You have to acknowledge things.
Yeah, well, then I did a post today, and my caption said, "Isn't it annoying how even on the tell-alls, they never explain shit when a couple is missing or couldn't make it or is canceled and edited out? They never explain the full true story of what happened. And isn't that the whole point of a tell-all?" And then I said, luckily us T Mavens know the real tea." But yeah, that was the point I was making on Instagram today.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I know when it comes to contracts, and I know that they can't legally say specifically what happened, but
Mhm.
I do think they should at least acknowledge things because I mean, at the end of the day, we know that there were ongoing issues with Tiger Lily and Adnan. I think I told you guys in the beginning, while they were filming Happily Ever After, towards the beginning, once they gave birth to, I think their kid's name is Zane. Once they gave birth to that kid, Adnan demanded that the network pay Zane the same amount they were paying he and Tiger Lily. So each person gets an appearance fee. But the show does not offer appearance fees for children, and I think most people are aware of that. But when that baby was born, he didn't ask. He demanded that that baby receive, I think, $2,500 per episode that it was in, and the network said absolutely not. Like we're not gonna. We've never done it, and we're not gonna start doing it for you. And that's kind of where the issues started, and it only escalated. There was always issues with them to the point where production just gave up. They're like, we just can't deal with these people anymore.
Yeah, and so the people that fucking message me every day on social media of what happened, that Georgia story is like that's really what happened before all the social media bullshit.
Right. That was the initial altercation between them and the network. Um,
That was the start of the blow up.
yes. And I unfortunately I couldn't really say much earlier on, but that was where things started. And this was, when they were first filming, when he first got here, there were issues. But then the biggest argument was they wanted money for their child since he was featured on the show. And, the network was like, well, we feature a lot of people's children on the show. We don't pay you an appearance fee for the child. They're not legally old enough to work. So we're not going to do that. And that's kind of where things started to go sour. And then it only escalated and escalated and escalated. Like there was issue after issue after issue after that.
Yeah, and then the nail in the coffin was the social media stuff. But yeah, anyway, that was that. Let me go over my topics list. Um, let's see. Okay, so we didn't talk about the other way yet, but I think I only did like one tweet all night.
One tweet, the whole What? I'm pretty sure I did at least like 20, and it was only an hour long episode.
Yeah, you did a lot. I don't know. Other way doesn't it? It's only 1 hour long, but like it never inspires tweets out of me, which it's a non-inspiring show. What can I say?
No, I actually thought it was pretty good. My favorite part was Chloe's mom flew all the way to Aruba to tell her she was cutting her off. And I was like, damn, that could have been a text message. She flew all the way there to be like, I ain't giving you no more money, which I thought was like hilarious because I thought that, maybe production was like, oh, yeah, you should come over here and tell her that you're not going to help her so she's not going to have hot water. Like that's probably what the storyline was going to be. But the funny part was Chloe, when her mom arrived, she went and took her mom car shopping because she thought her mom was going to help her get a car. Turns out her mom got there to tell her, I ain't doing nothing else for you. So I actually thought that was actually hilarious of the production and shit. I was like, that's actually funny because she thought she was getting a car and all she got was, I ain't buying you shit. So I thought that was funny.
Well, they had the mom there to do the prototypical cliche like Karen act. Um,
Well, yeah, the mom arrived to make Johnny feel bad that he lived in a,
yeah, he doesn't have hot water and shit.
yeah, she needed to make sure that he knew that he was below her and Chloe, and that's what they do. They get the Americans to come over, and they did the same with Ariella when she went to Biniam's house. Remember,
Mhm.
his bathroom had like it didn't have a floor; it was just like dirt. So Ariella was like, "Oh, I can't live like this. This is disgusting." Like, they send the American over there to make everyone feel horrible about their living situation, which is very stereotypical. But we did mention last week, y'all. Chloe's mom was living in a $1.3 million home. So that was the right person to send over to shame someone because I saw the inside pictures of the home that she just recently sold. It's nice, y'all.
Like
It's
just so I don't think it was 1.3, but it's a little over a million. But yeah, same difference.
or 1.75,
No, no,
maybe.
no, it was a little bit. It wasn't. It was under 1.3. It was like 1 point, a little bit over one.
Oh, okay. I mean, it was still nice. It was a very nice house. The pool was very big.
Hmm.
And I was, oh, but one thing that I found really weird about the house was it had a gas stove.
Yeah.
And Chloe's whole thing was, I don't know how to use a gas stove and I'm scared of them. And I was like, girl, your mama house has a gas stove. Stop lying.
Because Chloe never cooks.
That could be true. She probably doesn't cook. She comes across as a twat, but
Hmm.
definitely comes across as somebody who has always been attached to her mom's money. And, she wouldn't know what it's like if she was cut off from her mom's money. And I'm assuming that's why she's probably back in Massachusetts now, because the idea of losing that money was too much for her. So I'm assuming that's what happened.
True. And then I did a tweet about what's her name, Madeline, where she says, "Why the?" This is her talking. Says, "Why the men's are so fucking stupid." And then I had a tweet kind of going at her. I said, "I bet Madeline's two brain cells are wearing helmets because when they rattle around in her empty head, they bang into each other."
Yeah, it's really difficult. And like, look, I'm not making fun of her accent or whatever because she is bilingual and I'm not. But it's really annoying dealing with the stupidness that comes out of her mouth. It's not that she can't say the words, it's just how stupid the words are that are coming out of her mouth. So I'm not making fun of that. It's just that she's a moron. And
Well, I'm bilingual, so is Captain. And well, I have the Canadian accent going on, eh? But that's about it.
Well, I think what's really weird to me too is every episode, and I've watched Love in Paradise, so I've seen Madeline and Luke from the very beginning. And every episode that I've ever seen Luke and Madeline on, Luke is begging Madeline to take him back. She breaks up with him in every episode. She screams at him. She tells him she doesn't love him. She's like, I don't want you. And I came to the conclusion that Luke is one of those men that likes to be abused by a woman, not like physically, but like mentally and emotionally. Like he likes to, how there's men who
He
get off.
like he likes being in the doghouse and clawing his way out.
Yes, yes. Like he has to buy flowers. He's always trying to win her love. And there are men like that. They have to be like, oh, here's a present, and I have to show you how much I love you. And and some men take it to even a more extreme where, like they like when a woman's like, oh, you have a small dick, or you're horrible in bed. Like they like being abused. And I think that Luke is that guy who needs to be told he's not good enough over and over and over, and that's what gets him off. Because there's no other explanation as to why he puts up with this shit, right? Like he
Well,
has.
it was funny because when they went to the witch doctor or whatever she was, or like in the market, she's just like, I don't believe in this stuff. I'm Catholic. I literally had water coming out of my nose laughing so hard at that comment.
Hmm.
Is it because why? Why is it so bad?
Because she sure don't act like it. That's for sure.
Well, isn't the meme that most Catholics don't act very Catholic though? Isn't that the meme?
Yep, true. Prime example.
I've never
Me.
met a Catholic person that was like holy. Like like my favorite kind of Christian is a Catholic because they gonna have a good time. Like I love Catholics.
Yeah,
Mm.
we have a good time.
Yeah, they definitely do.
True. Well, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, Coco Puff says you can tell he always dated women like that because
Oh,
his dad was like man up. Exactly, and it's like
oh,
and
I remember what I was gonna say. Like, do you think maybe he likes always being in fights because then he could have like makeup sex with her?
I mean maybe I mean there are people
He
that
seems
are.
like the person, like she's the starfish.
Well, I look at it kind of like he always has his tail between his legs and he always wants to feel like he has to win her over, like she's superior. Like, you know how there's submissive and what do you call that, Gina, where one person is dominant, the other person is submissive?
Masochistic.
Yeah, like I feel like
Dominatrix.
right. Yes, that's what I was thinking. I feel like he needs to be dominated by his wife. He needs to be felt emasculated. Like she's in control no matter what. It's her way or no way, and that turns him on. Because I can't imagine why, every day of his life he's begging. He's like, "Love me, Madeline. Please love me. Please love." Like after a while, if you keep telling me you don't love me, I'm just gonna pack my shit and I'm gonna go. Like I'm not gonna keep chasing after you. If you can't learn to love me or grow to love me, then I'll fucking leave. But like, I feel like he really gets off on. How many times in this season alone has he shown up with flowers trying to beg her to take him back? Like every episode, like literally every episode, he does the same thing. So he has to enjoy this.
True. Sorry, are we done with the other way? Because I only have those like couple tweets and shit.
That was it. You only
Yeah.
have tweets. Well, Manon was at her, what will you call it? She had like a baby not a
Her son's baptism.
Baptism. Yeah, I think my religion we call it a christening. So she had the baptism and she started talking crap to her auntie, but her family looked at it as she was starting shit, but she said she was actually moving forward. And then I thought about it and I was like, watching the way that her family reacted to her, it made me realize Manon's family does not hate her, or they don't think that, because she made it seem like, oh, they don't like me because I'm overweight. And I was like, the reason why your family doesn't like you is because you have a nasty ass attitude. And I caught it on this episode because I was like, yeah, they're not mad at you because you're a little bigger. They're mad at you because you don't know how to control your damn mouth. Like she's always starting shit. She's always talking recklessly to everybody. Since she's been there, she's managed to piss off her mom, her dad, her sister, her auntie. Like she managed to piss off everybody in like a week. And I was like, the reason why your family don't like you is because you don't know how to act. And I'm that person in my family, so I recognized it right away. I'm that person in the family that will go to Thanksgiving dinner and call everybody names and talk shit. I'm that person. So I recognized it when she was doing that and her parents called her outside and they were like, you need to fix your attitude. I was like, oh, that's what my family used to say to me. So I got it.
It still says to you.
They do. I mean, I have an attitude, Gina, right? Like, and I don't sugarcoat things. And I see what, like, there are events that sometimes I'm not invited to, Gina, because of my mouth. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think casting Manon it was a misfire.
What do you mean by that? Do you think that? So wait, do you think that she's full of shit and she loves her family and she's just trying
No,
to?
no, I don't even I'm not even talking about like specifics of the storyline. I just mean like casting her was a misfire in the sense of they shouldn't have cast her because she's just overall not entertaining. She's a bore and I zone out every time she's on the screen.
I mean, yeah.
Well, so is Greta.
Well,
I think I agree, but at the same time, Manon is worse than Greta.
really, I feel Greta is very boring,
Mm.
and she lacks a personality. I think Manon at first she seemed likable,
Mhm.
because she was like, oh, I'm a plus size model, and she showed all her friends, and she seemed
Like
really
I
fun.
think like Manon on it's like if you I understand how like on paper, and they definitely like bamboozled the TLC executives that co-signed it, but like on paper, it sounded very like I can see how on paper it was intriguing. Like, okay, a heavyset woman with sassy attitude, who's proud of her weight. She's French and she has this like dopey ass little boyfriend or whatever, and she's had a baby. and like they're gonna go to France, and she fights a lot. So I understand like how on paper someone could have greenlit it, but when I'm actually watching the show and her fucking annoying ass French accent that gives me a headache every 2 seconds, and like nothing about her is like charming to me at all. And yeah, I know she's proud of herself, but I just find her repulsive. And like I don't know, like the casting has been misfire, miss after misfire. So I think if they had half a brain, they would have just thrown her down the garbage disposal.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, honestly, this season of The Other Way is very misfire, right? Like, kind of like shooting blanks,
Mhm.
right? Like, it seemed like a good idea, and then when you pull the trigger, nothing happened. I feel like a lot of the storylines are falling short. But yeah, I think Manon, I thought that I was gonna enjoy this storyline. The funny part is I know her, but like even putting that aside, I was like, I feel like I'm gonna like this storyline because she seemed charismatic and fun and interesting in the beginning. But like you said, the storyline plateaued immediately after the first episode. It took a whole
You know, it's almost like I know it's like reality TV, so it's not the same thing as like a scripted television show, but it's almost like there's like a pilot for like a scripted television show in the first episode, which is the pilot, obviously you know that, but like the first pilot episode was that character was amazing on the pilot, and like all the executives were like floored. Yeah, the pilot episode was amazing with this character, and everyone's all into it on the introduction, and then when you actually go through the whole season, you're like, oh my god, this is such a bore. So like yeah, it peaked on the first episode, then it was like downhill from there.
yeah.
So.
I agree. I agree with that completely. I was excited, and then kind of like when you take someone home and you think y'all are gonna have a good time, and then they end up being a starfish, and then you're like, man, I really thought my night was gonna be much better.
Mhm.
When you actually get, you're just like, let me call you an Uber. Like it was not what you wanted it to be. I agree.
Hmm. Sure. Sorry. Let's move on from the other way because I feel like
I'm getting bored.
yeah. Um. So let's see. Actually, there was one thing. If you want, Gina sent. I saw it earlier too. Gina sent it real quick before we switch out of the other way. Chloe did post something. I'll read it real quick. It said it was. I guess somebody sent her like a nasty DM or something. So then, let me just. Anyway, like I guess someone sent her a death threat or something in her DM. So should I read what
Oh,
her like?
that's a bit much. What did she do for that? I mean, she's not
Mhm.
even the most like unlikable character. Like, what did she even do to get that?
I don't know, but I'll read. I'll just read what her like public response was. She said, "This is Chloe talking. It says, I just want to say if you are someone who is messaging me or commenting, I'll just say D threats. You could figure out I just want to say if you are someone who is messaging me or commenting D threats, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. Nothing in life is serious enough to make a joke about someone's life in which I cherish every day. I am overly thankful for the opportunity this show has brought me, but I will not tolerate grown ass adults hating on my day to day this severely. To follow me is a choice. To comment is a choice. Please choose wisely. So that's what Chloe said.
Yeah, I agree with her. I agree. Like nothing that, and honestly, nothing that she did this season. There have been people on the show that did things that
Mhm.
were deplorable. She ain't even done nothing. Like she hasn't offended me in any way. So for people to feel that way about her, y'all are way too into this. You're taking it way.
I think people are just maybe jealous of her like lifestyle
Mhm.
I
because
mean,
I sent the picture to, I think, was it to you, Shabooty, or did I send it to the group chat where she bought like a $3,000 or $4,000 purse?
wait, I didn't see that. What did she buy?
Hold on. I think it was like
When? When did you send it to the group chat? I didn't see it. Was I out of town?
yeah.
What kind of purse? What was the brand?
Um, I already forgot. But it was a a luxury brand.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Anyway, I just want to say that Chloe, I feel like Chloe has a good sense of humor. Like she'll repost some of my posts and memes and stuff. So I actually like her
Yeah.
better than Greta and stuff. Like Chloe actually like plays ball in terms of memes versus Greta, who's just a little snotty little brat.
Well, she's a cat hating brat, and I don't like her. Y'all know I have a cat, so she's a cat hating brat. I don't like her, and she abandoned her cat, and that pissed me off. So I'm already over her. Like I'm over her whole situation. Then she got all the way there just to tell Matthew that she don't want no kids. Like that's something you should have told him before you packed up and moved. Like what you mean you don't want no kids?
All right, let's move on from the other way now. So let's see. One second. Okay, so did you see the B90 trailer that dropped in? Also, it led us to Elise being back.
Oh,
You there?
yeah, what
I'm
happened?
here. I don't
No,
know.
I was waiting for George's response. I said,
Mhm.
"Did you see the
Oh, it
before the
kind of
90
sounded
trailer?"
like you were mid-sentence though. Gina, didn't it sound like he wasn't done talking?
Yeah, I was just like,
Yeah, it kind of
okay,
sounded like
and
you just like you were in the middle of the sentence and you just like.
I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I'll re-say what I was saying. My question was, did you see the B90 trailer, and then which led us to realize that Elise is coming back? Period. What are your thoughts?
All right, so I saw the trailer, and the first thing that excited me, it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
Elise, sorry, Elise, was that these look like real fucking people.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And I got really excited. They don't look like influencers. They don't look like people that are trying to be on TV. It gave me old school 90 Day vibes. Like these were like real people. Like I was like, wait, these people are not sexy. They're not hot. They're just weird people that are dating people overseas. And this is why I watched the show. I don't know, like for the longest time, I haven't gotten that excited vibe from the trailers. But when I saw each couple and I was like, wait, these look like real people falling in love with people that don't love them. And this is why I watched. So I was like, damn, if this is really what we're getting back into, I'm actually checked back in. Like I'm back in the library. I'm checking books out. I'm ready to go.
Well, I know like Gina sent us some of the new cast members' Instagram profiles privately to us, and yeah, like there weren't people with like, like that. They all had like they didn't have that many followers, is what I was trying to say.
Right. They're not already verified. They didn't have a lot of followers. They're just regular working class people. There's no, tiger lilies or, there's no influencers, which it just made
like
really right. I'm just
Shekinah or like, yeah, I
right. They're
can't.
not clout chasing people that just want to be on TV. These are just people that happen to be in a relationship and we get to watch it fall apart. And that's why I watched the show. So yeah, and also Elise coming back was a little surprising for me. And I have a confession to
Hmm.
make. I
You
did
already knew.
I did know, but
Hmm.
not like for a long time. I have known for a few weeks.
Hmm.
So, but when it came out, when I found out, like initially, I was very surprised because I was like, we've never really seen an NPC go to a
Hmm.
main character before, because there are people that have weaseled their way onto the show, right? So, what's his name? Patrick's brother, John, has weaseled his way in. He went from NPC to, I think he did his own single life. So we have seen that, and then we've seen Kimberly's son Jamal weasel his way into Pillow Talk. So it's not uncommon, but to go from a tiny little spinoff to going on to the actual show, that's kind of impressive. Like sometimes people go from spinoff to spinoff or from show to spinoff, but I'm impressed with Elise, and I think that she played her cards right. She had a good poker face. She played her cards right, and she made it. And there were certain people that I thought we would see again from A Hunt
Hmm.
for Love, and it was Cole, it was Elise, and there was one other person. I can't remember who it was now. So one of them did show up again. So I guess they did it right.
Not to be egotistical, but at least, you should thank me for like posting about you regularly, even though you weren't guaranteed to be back. So I was one of your supporters.
You were. Yeah, you did keep her relevant for the time that the show ended. And
Hmm.
I just want to, like, for irony purposes, bring up the fact that there was a teacher who got fired, or no, a
Hmm.
principal who got fired for being on Hunt for Love, and she never was even on the show. So I was just like, just for irony purposes, imagine getting fired from your job to be an extra on A Hunt for Love. Like, somebody did that. The thirst is real, y'all. She literally did that.
Yeah, she was the one where I had like a whole dossier on her, and then out of my kindness of my heart, I didn't like spill the tea on her because she like pleaded in the DMs to like go easy on her.
Oh, did she? Well, I mean, I think she was good
Because
to
it's
enough
because she was
already.
really on the show, so I felt like I could trash you, but you're not even on the show. No one's gonna know what the fuck I talk about.
Yeah, it wasn't really a point to do that, but it was stupid on her part to risk her job that she went to school for. Because you know what's funny? I had learned on the podcast actually, you have to have a master's degree to be a principal of a school. I didn't know that. I know my mom was a principal of a school when she was alive, but she did have a master's degree. I didn't realize that that was a requirement. So imagine going to school for that long to do that job and then getting fired because you were an extra on Hunt for Love. Like imagine.
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
Mhm. True. All right. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, as far as the trailer, I only watched it really quick, but like I probably should have like rewatched it before tonight's episode, but podcast. But as far as some of like the profiles that Gina sent me, the Instagram profiles, there I will say there was like one of the chicks is a pog.
Wait, tell me what that is again.
It's an acronym
Oh
PAWG.
wait, for a big ass, right? I
Fat
remember.
ass white girl, yeah.
Yeah, I have to go back and look again, but yeah, you're right. I like you said, I should watch. I don't like to watch the trailers and get too um invested. I kind of like to watch the show blindly when it's new people.
Yeah.
I don't like to go in and like learn about their backstory ahead of time. So like to be honest, I watch the trailer. You know when you're on Instagram, if you don't click the video, the sound is automatically off.
Mhm.
I watched the trailer with the sound off. I didn't actually watch it with the sound on because I just wanted to see the people. I don't actually know what they actually said.
True. So yeah, I think that the chick, I think the Pog is the one with like the African American dude or something. Is he? I don't know if is he like a musician or some shit? I can't remember. There's
Gino,
Oh, the guy from, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
he's a musician, right, or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
what? What kind of musician?
probably a
Hip
rapper.
hop, I think.
Probably a rapper.
Yeah,
Oh, a rapper. So we got a new Soldier Boy. Okay. Oh,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I like when they come on and
Stig, he's from Belize. Stig.
Oh, is that the musician?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the Pog is with the musician guy, right?
well,
Yeah.
that would make sense because a rapper has got to have
You
a.
gotta have a video hoe in his videos, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've never met a rapper that didn't have a girl with a big ass, right? Like that makes a lot of sense.
True. And then this is a random, let me give a shout out to Julie who DM'd me and said, I missed this week's podcast, crying emoji. And I said, we'll be on tonight on Zoom and I'll post it tomorrow. And they said, I can't wait. So shout out to you, Julie.
Shout out, Julie. Yeah, I got a lot of DMs and messages and tweets as well. Thank you guys for missing us. That's like it's
Yeah,
nice.
I was having withdrawals because I didn't show up on Friday, and then I
Hmm.
didn't do on Sunday or Monday. I was like literally like going through withdrawals. It's like, oh my God, I miss them.
True. So okay, that was the B90 trailer. Yeah, we'll dive into it more as like more stuff comes out. Um, let's see. Okay, then the other day I did a little like compilation T post, and then but some it's hard to remember like what we've talked about on the podcast as far as tea and what we haven't talked about on the podcast as far as tea. So let me just go through some of the like tidbits. So did we talk about already that Colty is going to be on Single Life next season?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
it's going to show the transition from like being with Courtney to the new Brazilian girlfriend. There was that tea. And then I think we've already talked about this, but I'll mention it again for the hell of it. But I know we've already talked about it. But like Lily of Josh and Lily fame, she now lives in Los Angeles with her new boyfriend. And then back to Colty. This is new tea that we haven't talked about on the podcast. Allegedly, Colty's Brazilian girlfriend she may already be pregnant, according to my tea. But they're not married despite both wearing rings because he's still legally married to Vanessa. So if the Brazilian girlfriend is pregnant, as I've heard the rumblings of it, that's definitely tea.
Oh.
Oh God, the last thing the world needs is another cult.
Well, yeah, and can he afford that? Because he usually lives with whoever he's dating. So
Well,
like,
he's a homosexual.
well, yeah, can Colty afford a baby? And also, he shouldn't be allowed to do that because there should be laws against that. But yeah, okay. So wait, do you know if this girl will be featured on the Single Life or is this just who he's with currently?
I think she will be featured on the tail end of Single Life.
Oh, so this will be who he ended up on the Single Life. So yeah, so basically he'll probably go on a few dates with random chicks and then he'll end up.
Well, I think it'll be it's going to show him with like Courtney a little bit, like rehabbing at Courtney's, and then it's going to transition to him with the Brazilian girlfriend, I think.
Oh, so Courtney's gonna make a little appearance on the Single Life too. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, and then there was that, and then oh yeah, okay, so we were talking about that, and then yeah, they've already filmed the Other Way Tell All, and then we already talked about the Happily Ever After's 4 parts. Well, yeah, that was it as far as this tea. We talked about most of it except the cultie's girlfriend might be pregnant tea. That's the only thing we need to talk about on this podcast because usually the tea now breaks first on the podcast. So that was that post.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. Congratulations to her if it's true. And Colt, get a job. Go
True.
get a job right now.
True. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is more of like a meme. This is more of like a 30-second topic, but did you see the meme of like what's it called? Jasmine split screen with like baby girl Lisa, OG Jasmine, original face Jasmine with baby girl Lisa split screen meme.
Yeah, I saw you posted on Twitter, and it's funny because they did look alike, which is funny because baby girl Lisa's white and Jasmine is clearly from Panama. She's Panamanian, I think you would say. But yeah, she definitely looked a lot like Lisa, and she definitely has had a shit ton of work done. And if you can't tell, this is a good way for you to see how much work she's actually had done. Because Jasmine and the person that is in this photo, who is also Jasmine, it's almost like they're two different people. Like it's crazy how much work she's had done. She's kind of like Darcy, like completely look like a different person in this photo.
Yeah, it explains how like she may have had like low self-esteem back in the day where she, you know, that's why she's all fucked up in the head probably.
Yeah, because she does give off the vibes of a
Yeah, pick
ugly
me.
ugly girl in a pretty girl's body, right? That's kind of how she acts, and a lot of times people can. It's kind of like Yara, because Yara is also going through that same thing. She's an ugly girl in a very pretty girl's body.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, when you change your outer appearance, you still are that person on the inside. So even though on the outside these are extremely beautiful women, in the inside they're still that person, right? From the past pre-surgery, and I think that's Jasmine's issue. She hasn't caught up, her mind hasn't caught up with the surgery, so she still thinks she looks like that girl in those photos.
Well, that's probably why she was sucking on Gino's toes, you know.
That's probably not the only thing she was sucking on. She thinks that she has to do a little more because the prettier the girl, the less likely she'll put things in her mouth. So Jasmine is still like she got to work for it, so she's still putting things in her mouth.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if she's a 3 input girl.
No, it wouldn't surprise me at all, actually. Shout out to baby girl Lisa. I didn't know you had a twin. Her name is Jasmine.
Oh, and then yeah, baby girl Lisa, she like reposted the meme or whatever, and she said, "Shabooty, you hot mess." And then she said, "Shabooty, you a hot mess." Laugh out loud. And then I reposted it, and I said, and I put like a train GIF, and I said, and I put express on there, like express train, hot mess express.
Well, yeah, y'all better get a ticket and hop on this train.
True. So at least baby girl Lisa has a good sense of humor. There was that, and then okay, then the next tea, I didn't really post about it, but I guess Kimberly Rochelle is like pregnant.
Yo, I saw
I
that.
saw two.
That's wild. She's.
But
I saw-
you know what's weird though? I went to like I guess on the baby daddy's Facebook is where that information got posted, and I think there's already a baby registry. But then when I went to like Kimberly's Instagram profile, there was no news of the baby on Kimberly's Instagram profile, and she's posting all this crazy shit. So I was a little taken aback that like she wasn't posting anything on her page, and instead was having like a mental breakdown or
Oh, well, I can probably explain that. So everyone hates her.
something.
when people hate you, it's probably not a good idea to share any information that they can use against you. So, like, and I'm not even like over exaggerating. Like, people can't stand her at all.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you saw her one post where she was like upset and she was like, "I'm so sick of people saying these horrible things about me. I'm gonna go to sleep now and hope I do not wake up."
Yeah.
Like she really gets it really hard online, and don't get me wrong, I don't like to use the C word a lot, but she is crazy, right? Like she is a little out there, and at the end of the day, though, the internet is not here for you to remind crazy people that they're crazy. That's not what it's for. So I do feel bad for her because even being this is an amazing happy time for her, and she's probably happy and in a good relationship, and she's going to be a mom. She can't even talk about it because people are so nasty and mean that she is going to get destroyed online, and kind of like Jasmine. But it's like at the end of the day, these are people, and it really bothered me when she posted that because I don't want anyone to ever feel that way, like to that point where she's like, well, if I don't wake up, that would be okay. Like that's not okay. And I'm not a fan of her or anything, but I really wish people would, it's okay to make fun of people and it's okay to make like light of a situation, but guys, don't push people to that point. That's not what we're here to do.
Yeah, just real quick, the people that aren't like super duper fans, like us, that may not know who the fuck we're talking about. It was like Kimberly, who was huge. She was with that Indian guy TJ, and she was the one that like screams and stuff, and like was a
Oh yeah, guys, Kimberly Rochelle, she was with TJ Chajoski, but she called him TJ, and she was a witch.
Mhm.
She practiced
The
witchcraft.
independent films and shit.
Yeah, and she moved to, oh my God, help me, Shabooty. What country did
In
she move?
India.
India,
Yeah, to be with Tajaski, and she was living with his parents, and he built an apartment like in their attic for
Mhm.
she
her.
was the one that didn't like the smell of garlic.
Yes, yes, because she was a witch. Wait, no, garlic is a vampire thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and she was the one that they were fighting, and she just in the middle of a statement she just started screaming at the top of her lungs, and she acted out on the show. But yeah, she's gotten it really bad since then. She deletes her Instagram pretty frequently, and to this day people are still really 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 mean to her. So at the end of the day, congrats on your baby. Hope your baby daddy is nice. I think Tajashki has been posting pictures with his new girl and stuff. He seems happy, which is good. But she kind of stays out of the spotlight because, like I said, people have been dragging her up and down the field. Like she can't, like if there's a weave left in her head, they're dragging her with it.
Like, yeah, like part of me is like, oh, is it just like the 90 Day Fiance community is so toxic? But then like, well, Gina knows more than better than me. But apparently, like the Huda slash Love Island community is just as toxic as the 90 Day community.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe more. Yeah, like because I can't stand Ace, right? So I posted on a photo
Mhm.
on a post the other day that because there was a story Entertainment Tonight posted, and I was like, oh, I don't care about this because Ace was in it. I was like, and as long as he's with Shelly, I don't care about her either. You should have saw how many responses I got telling me that I should drive off of a cliff because I said that. Like hundreds, right? I was like, what are y'all doing in the middle of the day? None of y'all are working that you're all telling me to drive off a cliff because I don't like Ace. Like they are so toxic, it's like ridiculous. You can't say nothing. And Gina, so what's going on now? Because apparently not Huda from Love Island, but Huda from Huda Beauty, two separate people, by the way. Um, somebody's bullying her daughter now.
The Huda fans are out in full force
Mhm.
bullying her 12-year-old daughter.
See,
Because Huda Beauty dropped Huda Mostap.
Yeah.
see, this is the problem, y'all. 12-year-old kids are not a part of internet social media or drama. Like this is the issue. Now, adults yelling at other adults, that's adulting, right? But like talking about this lady's kid, that we got to stop this. We got to draw the line and have some decency. The internet is there, and I know it makes people feel good that you can say mean things to each other, but children are exempt from that, right? Like, do not go find nobody's kid's Instagram and say mean things to them. This is not okay. Like, and the fact that grown adult fans, because let's be real, Love Island is not for children. So grown adult fans are going and finding a 12-year-old's Instagram account and saying mean things. That's crazy. Like, y'all need to go see a therapist. That is not normal behavior.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't a kid in the social media era or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's very true. And I read these stories all the time where children are hurting themselves because of social media
You
interaction
know,
and
you
bullying.
know, you know, it's fucked up, and I'll say TW trigger warning. Like, there's these news stories now where like people, it's not social media, but it's like people that are like suicidal or whatever. They'll go to like Chat GPT and they'll say, hey, you know, they'll tell them what how they're feeling, and then the and I'll say allegedly, Chat GPT will like they'll kind of like instigate the person to like die by suicide. Like Chat GPT will like tell them what they want to hear to kill themselves, allegedly.
No, that's yeah, I heard about it. There was something that happened out in Florida. That case is in court now.
Yeah.
And it's very unfortunate. And it's also scary to know that there's 9 billion people, almost 9 billion people on this planet, and we can't talk to each other. There are people who can only talk to Chat GBT. And I think that really shows the effects of social media and our phones and the internet, because why if somebody is hurting that they can't find one single human being to talk to, they have to go to a machine or a robot or an AI generated person to talk. Like, we need to put our phones down and listen and be there for each other, because it's really getting out of hand. You know, that people are finding that they have no one to talk to. 9 billion human beings on this planet, but nobody has anyone to talk to. That's what scares me.
Yeah, so it is scary. Um, Speaking of someone to talk to, I guess Corey's chick Evelyn can now officially enter the United States again.
Yeah, I heard. So I don't know if y'all know, but when Corey and Evelyn were first on the show,
Mm.
she came to, I think he was in Gina, don't quote me. Was he in California, Corey? I
Wasn't like Washington or Oregon.
No, I think he was in Midwest.
No, I think it was like Washington or Oregon or something.
Oh, Washington or Oregon. Yeah. So she came to live with him in the very beginning. A lot of people, when they first came on the show, and she lived with him and his parents for a while. And I don't know if a lot of people know this. I did do some deep diving, and I found out that when she was here staying with him, she overstayed her visa, and she was banned, I think, for a period of 5 years from reapplying to come back to the US. So that's why, because a lot of people are like, why did he pack up and move? Because when he packed up and moved, unfortunately, his dad was sick and his dad passed away while he was gone. And a lot of people kept questioning, why did they leave? They were already here and established. That was why, because she overstayed. So even she wasn't able to apply for a K1 visa because she had to finish out her ban. Kind of like what happened with Sean and Joanne. Remember, he overstayed and there was a period where he couldn't apply to come over because of that. So now that situation has been resolved, um, she's coming to the US, which is funny because on the show she said how much she hated the US. Y'all remember that? She said that she couldn't stand it here and she could
That's why I was so confused. I was like, wait, what?
but maybe she hated the US because they told her she couldn't come because she was banned because of that overstaying. And I shouldn't use the word ban. They basically give you a certain amount of years where you can't apply to come back, and then once that expires, you're allowed. It's not like a one strike you're out. They just, when you overstay, depending on how long you overstay, you have a penalty, and then when that penalty expires, you can come back. So now, Corey is bringing Evelyn to the U.S., which is also crazy because not too long ago, Shabooty, we announced on the show that Corey and Evelyn had opened a resort. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Hmm.
didn't
Yeah,
dreaded S. Scott go down there?
he did. He did. I actually got invited to go down too, but I didn't go. But they opened the resort down, Gina. Where are they living now? It's Colombia, right?
I thought it was Ecuador.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
Ecuador.
right, Ecuador. So they opened their resort in Ecuador, I want to say this year, and they're already leaving. I'm not saying that it can't be run without them, but they were running the resort. So I'm wondering if they're selling the resort.
Well,
And
I'm wondering if because they're since they're always on like diaries, obviously they're still like friendly with production or see you know Sharp. So I feel like maybe Sharp was like, yeah, we'll put you on back on the season. So I feel like maybe that's the reason they're all hopped up and excited.
maybe. I mean, that could be.
Mhm.
Would you be excited to see Corey and Evelyn back? Because remember, Evelyn is the one that let her sister feed Corey
Wow.
buffalo balls. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she let him eat it and didn't even say anything. So they were kind of like, she's pretty savage. I always liked Evelyn. I thought Evelyn was savage and I liked her. So would you want to see them back?
Um, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Lately though, we've been seeing way too many like return people. I feel like there needs to be more time with like straight up new cast members. So I need more time with like new people because I'm getting like bored of all the old people.
Oh, Amberlee says it wasn't balls, it was actually the bull penis. That's even worse, right? I feel like that's worse. But yeah, I think you're right though. And they have been gone for a really long time, so they would kind of be new to you. Like you go to used car lot and you
Yeah,
buy.
but when they're on like when they're on diaries, am I interested to see them? I don't, not necessarily.
Well, no, because when they were, and where they were, nothing was really going on with
Mhm.
them. But I do remember when they were getting married, there was a lot of drama because her sisters hated Corey. And you remember there was like that rumor that Evelyn was the town whore, and
Yeah.
she was
Yes.
yeah, and she was like banging everybody, including her best friend, the guy that was supposed to be her best friend, that was actually a guy she was banging on the show. Like there was a lot of drama with them, so I kind of am on the fence. I would probably want to watch it just to see, what's going on with them because they did bring a lot of drama. But like you said, we need to focus more on new people than old people at this point because at the end of the day, like I said, when I see a bunch of new faces and they don't look like influencers and they don't go to the gym 16 times a day and they're in love, that's what I want to watch, right? Like that's what I want to see.
No, I don't have to see them on my TV. They're boring, and I could just go on one of their Instagrams and like, creep them. That's all.
They never post. I think Corey follows me and I follow Corey. I never see him on my timeline. I don't think he ever posts.
Yeah. So anyway, she'll be back in the States. I'm sure she'll love to be back on the show. But that's that tea. Let me go back to my topics list. Okay, so then Gina, Love Island Beyond the Villa, season 2 is coming out. Tell us why we should be excited.
Well, it will be very messy because, as I mentioned in our group chat, so Amaya won this season's Love Island, and she was with Brian. Brian cheated on her. TJ was coupled up with Iris, and then TJ left. Pepe was the villa whore and was with Hannah, Grayson, and then
Gina,
Iris.
speak up louder in the mic. So,
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay. So I'll start from the beginning. So it's
Okay.
going to be messy because Amaya won. She was with Brian. Brian cheated on her back in the States after they won. TJ was coupled up with Iris. Then he left. He was voted off. Pepe was a villa whore, was with Hannah, Grayson, then Iris. Iris is now back with TJ. Taylor's with Clark and has been with Clark ever since they left the villa together. But Taylor was with Orlandria, but George hates Taylor, so we'll
I
see how
do.
that goes.
I
And
do.
then both Jeremiah and Chris was with Huda, so I'm sure there'll be some trauma bonding with that.
Like, who's more like in terms of like fanfare from women? Does Jeremiah has more fanfare or Chris?
Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he dated Huda. Anyone that dates Huda is people feel bad for them and compassionate and sympathetic because she's just a complete psychopath. So anybody that has dealt with her, they deserve grace. So people give Jeremiah grace because he's not a bad person. He didn't do anything horrible to her. She just is a horrible human being.
Yeah, you'll have to watch
Mhm.
season 7, Shabooty, to understand why she
Yeah.
makes
You
great
watched it.
TV, but
Did,
she's cuckoo. She is
wait,
out of her mind.
Djibouti, did you not watch season 7? Did you
No,
only
I only
watch?
watch Love Island games.
Oh no, that's terrible. Why? So this isn't gonna make any sense to you because this is the people from
Mhm.
season 7. So wait, Gina, I have a question about Love Island, Beyond the Villa. So where did they film this? And is it in the US?
It's in LA, right? Los Angeles.
It's probably going to be LA because the last one had last
No, that's what it says.
season of Beyond the Villa had season 6.
Yeah, it's Los Angeles.
Okay, And are they like living together in a mansion or like how does this work?
No, no, they all live separately, but they all like do different things together or get-togethers or go
Uh,
to the
is
beach
it
or go
probably
to
like Shaw? George doesn't watch it, but like it's probably like Shaw's a Sunset or something.
Oh, so like they all are living separately, but they are doing activities together.
yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like Basketball Wives, where like none of them live together, but they all hang out together and don't like each other. So yeah, I
Pretty
got
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when does this come on? Like when
I
is it?
I was reading January or I was reading 2026.
Oh, I thought we were talking like next week. I
Oh,
didn't.
I wish. I wish.
November, so
I was excited to get some more Love Island, but like January, I mean, it's already November. It's not like it's forever away, but I was hoping it was sooner than that.
yeah. So I'm just wondering if I didn't see the season 7, if it's hopefully I'll they'll do some recaps in the beginning or something.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah, you gotta watch the season, and like Captain said, it's a huge commitment. So you can't get behind because it's like 5 episodes a week. It's a huge thing. So I wouldn't recommend going back and watching it because it would take you like a full week, maybe a week and a half to get caught up. So like next
It's
season,
Djibouti. It would take him a month.
oh yeah, Shabooty is the person that takes 4 hours to watch a 2 hour show. You're right. So yeah, it would take you a lot longer. So yeah, I definitely recommend don't get behind. And so Gina, one last question. How many episodes are we gonna expect? Like what was Beyond the Villa last season? How many episodes was there? Is it like a everyday thing? Is it like a twice?
No, it was once a week.
Oh.
8 episodes.
Oh, so this is once a week. That's easy, right?
Yeah, Shabuti, this will be really easy for you to catch on and to
Yeah.
catch up with because once a week is much easier than 5 times a week.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely watch the Behind the Villa or whatever too. Season 2.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the cast, the people that are on. So, because Love Island Games was good, but a lot of people I didn't know who they were because you can't watch the Malta version or the Turkey version of Love Island. So you didn't know who a lot of them were. So this one, since I watched season 7, these are all people that I know who they are. So that's a little more appealing to me. But if so, out of all the guys, I think Jeremiah is the only one that I don't despise, right, Gina? I think I despise all the other ones.
You didn't really have an issue with Pepe, but like I said, he is the villa.
Well, he cheated on
The
Amaya, so that kind of makes me not
that
like.
was Brian.
Oh, and then the Dominican chick is Adriana is gonna be there, right?
They're
Yeah.
actually Amaya's also Dominican.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
but I know, but my point is I know Adriana
Yeah,
or Andrina, whatever fuck her name is.
Brina.
Andrina and Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I wish it was sooner. Like, I wish that I mean, they have a quick turnaround for these shows. I just was hoping that they had filmed it and we were going to get it sooner.
Hmm.
Oh,
Like out of the chicks, well, obviously Andrina or whatever is hot, but like who is there one chick that's considered like the prettiest objectively, or is that a subjective question?
hold on. Let me pull up a cast list real quick.
I mean, I posted the image on my Instagram of Caspia.
They're all pretty hot, but I've
Er,
always liked Amaya, so
Okay.
I mean, Amaya was my favorite, but hold on. I'm going to pull up a photo before I say any.
Okay, for the guy, so but like whatever, I know this is like a corny question. So is Jeremiah considered the most attractive dude or something?
Well, Jeremiah was mostly with Huda, so
Mhm.
he didn't really get around the way like Pepe did or the other guys or Taylor did. Like the other guys were able to date around. He kind of coupled up with Huda right away and didn't really detach from her much until the end. So I think that he would probably be considered. Wait, who is that?
who's who?
Cocco.
She was on Casa Amor.
So was she short lived? Because I don't even remember
She
her.
was short lived because she was like trying to get with Ace.
Oh, okay. I don't even remember her. She's hot though.
There you go. She is. She's this
Hot.
really gorgeous girl.
All right.
Remember,
So out of the girls, I think the hottest one is Adriana, and then Amaya, and then Cocco, and then Iris.
Mhm.
That Bella's on. I remember Bella.
I know.
I love her. Wasn't she the virgin? Bella was.
No,
I think she was the virgin, right?
no, she was just very like not into like swapping spit.
No, but I thought she said in the first episode she was a virgin.
Are you thinking of the girl from Love Island Games from like Belgium or something?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
maybe
that's
I'm
what you're
getting it
thinking.
confused. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember Bella too. Oh yeah. So this is a good cast. Like, only person I think I don't want to see is Taylor and TJ. Like, they're NPCs, and I kind of Taylor's not an NPC. He's just an NPC to me, and TJ's an NPC. So, but other than that, I'm good. Everybody else is good.
Okay, yeah, Gina, send me Iris's Instagram account and then also send me strip club reviews. Thank you.
Send you basically all the girls' uh profiles. Will do. I'm on that.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
By the way, real quick, real quick, like, what's the name? I was trying. I don't know if you all saw, like, I don't know how closely our listeners or even my co-hosts like see my Instagram stories. And this is not related to 90 Day Fiance, but like, I posted randomly. I was like, I tagged like Ariana Maddox, and I was like, hey, check your DMs. But I don't think she ever checked them. But if you're wondering what that was all about, that was after, and not to get into political talk, but that was after Zoran Madami. I forgot how to pronounce his last name. After he won the mayoralship in New York City, I was trying to lib out with like Adriana Maddox in the DMs, but I don't think she saw my messages. But anyway,
Well, Andrea has been liking your posts a lot, and
mm,
she's been. I'm like, slide into those DMs.
yeah,
Wait, that's she? Oh, I
no,
didn't
I
see
posted a
that.
story and I tagged her and she liked the story, but
Oh, so I was posting a lot over the last week or so, and Nicola was watching all of my stories, and I didn't tag her or nothing. She was just doing it. So I was just like, "Hey, how you doing?"
true. Oh, I
How you
think, yeah,
doing?
Gino. I forget who Gino was in there. Right? Yeah, Nicola too. I think Gino was talking to someone.
Oh, she was talking to Mert.
Yeah,
But then Nicola was following Gina stuff too, right?
no, that. Oh no, it was Andrina.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
on Halloween, she saw my story. I'm like,
oh my God.
Well,
so I would freak out more over Love Island than 90 Day Fiance people. Sorry for the
mhm.
90 Day Fiance lovers, but I would freak out more. I'm sorry.
So yeah.
True.
But I
So,
heard Friday's podcast, and I really wish I was there. I'm
mm,
so pissed that I missed it. So I heard the back and forth regarding the Halloween costumes. I attempted to look, but there wasn't many.
yeah, I feel like this year it was quiet in 90 Day Halloween Land.
And
yeah.
yeah,
More like regular celebrity costumes than 90 Day Fiance people. So yeah, this was a very tame year. Usually, um, there's quite a few 90 Day Fiance posts of Halloween costumes, but yeah, this year it wasn't a lot. So, and I think I saw Thais and Patrick dressed up, and I think Miona and her boyfriend dressed up. I didn't see a lot at all though.
yeah, I did take a few screenshots, so that could be for the 90 Day World Awards, I should say 90 Day Fiance Friday Awards. Now, I know we just finished talking about Love Island, but I really need to get my two senses to what happened last week because I wasn't here on Friday. So, with the Huda situation, and I'm going to be real quick on this, since this is not the first time this has happened, and a similar situation has happened in on the reunion of Love Island, where Huda was confronted about the racial issues and why she didn't confront her fans about both Shelley and Olandria receiving negative, hateful, and racial slurs towards them. And Olandria had asked Huda to make a post to not to bully her or Shelley. And the host, Ariana, asked Huda why she didn't make the post. And Huda's response was,
She has a lot going on, and then Huda switches the narrative on her that she's been getting a lot of hate. Well, Alandria understood that and continued to say Huda's face was not on a George Floyd body, and Huda claimed she didn't see that and didn't make the post and apologize. That is true. She didn't make the post, but I'm sure as hell that Huda had every opportunity to step in and put a stop to it. And I'm sure her management company or whoever's running her social media can delete and block all negative racial slurs used by her followers. And Huda claims that she didn't. In the latest scandal, she didn't
But
hear the slur.
Gina, get closer on the mic. Thank you.
Huda claimed that she didn't, in the latest scandal, she didn't hear the slur. We all heard the slur that was on her boyfriend Luis's TikTok. And who the hell answers unknown or blocked numbers? We all have call screening now, where you can state the name, like the purpose of your call and the reason for your call. This. There is one thing in the world that I can't stand, and even when I worked at a call center, if anyone said any racial slurs about any of my coworkers on the phone, I'd always say that language will not be tolerated or accepted, and I will terminate the call if it continues. And I would tell these people that I would suggest you change your attitude, and if they didn't, I would disconnect the call. So that's one stand that I cannot stand is anything racial slurs, regardless whether it's coming from your mouth or you're laughing about it. It's one thing that I cannot stand.
Mhm.
So that's my 2 cents to that. Now I can send you strip club reviews.
For the 90-day people that are like confused, this is in response to the Huda video that went all viral that had the when somebody called on her live and had a racial slur. This was what Gina was responding to. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the what's it called? The strip club reviews. And this was inspiration from Pineapple Girl. She had sent
oh, the only thing from last week, again, we this is not us busting your balls, and we love everything you do, and you're amazing. The only thing we were like scratching our heads about was like the second place venue was just like I know it's like a famous like music venue, but it wasn't like a strip club. That was the only part we were confused about.
yeah, I was kind of in a rush, to be quite honest, and I didn't like re-review them. So sorry, there was no
Yeah,
ghost
it was
stories.
it was the Viper Room, which is a nightclub venue. What it so a lot of people were confused because they were like, so wait, do people strip there? And I was like, I don't think so. So yeah.
True. All right. We guess okay. So Gina just sent me the new strip club reviews. Let's see where we're going tonight. Let's see. Um, it's Admiral Theater. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh, that didn't give me anything. And why is it theater? That's odd. A strip club with the name theater, like they do like theatrical
Mm.
there. Like
Gina sent me like some Instagram thing, and I guess they have a bush contest there occasionally.
what?
Best bush in this city that I won't say because I know you like to guess. Winner gets $500 in Skims gift cards.
That's a lot. $500. And I didn't know that women were sporting bushes anymore. So this is so I'm assuming that this is somewhere in the Midwest where it's cold, where you need to keep your coochie warm.
That's probably a good guess.
Yeah, I'm thinking it gets cold in the coochie area. So I'm thinking, um, who would wear a big bush? Okay, so let's go to Oregon. Is it Oregon?
No,
Not Oregon. Okay. What about Utah? They do weird shit in Utah.
no, more Midwest.
More Midwest. Okay, so Kansas,
No,
Oklahoma.
no.
That wouldn't be cold enough there. Um,
It's probably chilly up here or something.
Chile.
Do you want a clue?
Yeah.
One of the biggest airports in the United States.
No, that's in Texas, isn't it? The biggest.
I think
I said
there's
one of.
there's an international airport there. The biggest international hub, maybe.
Oh, Colorado.
No. You want a clue?
Biggest international airport, and it's in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want another clue.
I feel like all my clues there will be to make it too obvious.
Confused. The biggest internet. I travel literally all the fucking time. Like, and I'm trying to think what's the biggest. I don't travel internationally that much, but I'm thinking like, why would the international hub be in the middle of the country? It's usually on the one of the coasts.
Well, I'm just well, if I elaborate, it'll spoil where it is.
Like, is it Wyoming?
No.
Is it one of the Dakotas?
No. Okay, I'm trying to think of a clue. It's like not
Missouri?
obvious. Huh?
Is it Missouri?
It's very windy there.
Chicago.
Yeah.
That's not the Midwest. I feel like is Chicago the Midwest?
Illinois, I consider Midwest now.
Oh, that's my fault. I thought to be the Midwest you had to be in the middle of the country, not like at the top.
I don't know, but O'Hare Airport is a lot of international flights.
Oh, I fly into O'Hare a lot. This is embarrassing. Let's move on. This is embarrassing. Let's move on. Like I literally fly into O'Hare all the time. So yeah, let's move on.
True. Okay, hold on. Gina sent me like resent or some shit.
Well, I'm curious because they use the word theater in their name, so I'm curious what's going on there.
Mm. True. Okay. Well, by the way, Gina, you sent me like two batches. So I'm confused on like the thing you sent.
Um, so it's the one club, but the thing is, I didn't crop, like I didn't, because my screenshots, I accidentally didn't crop one of them. So it's basically, one of the pictures is I'll tell you which number it is.
Mhm.
One of the pictures, you'll see multiple reviews. Just read the ones that I told you in the
Oh,
in the text message.
okay. The Ryan, just read the Ryan one.
The Ryan and the Reprec.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. All right. I think I got to figure it out. All right. So let's figure out why it's called a theater. Hold on. 1 second. Let me scroll to the top. And I think you said Pineapple Girl is like how you found this joint.
Well, Pineapple Girl gave me the inspo. She's like, "Oh, you have to review this club." I'm like, "Okay." Didn't have anything planned, so I was on my way home from getting my nails did. I'm like, "This is gonna do."
Yeah, you should post. I mean, I could do it too, but we should post the thing you sent with the photo of the Bush contest in the Patreon or something. I don't know.
Will do.
True. Okay, I'll start with the reviews. All right. So the first review is from Blind Man. I don't know if he's actually blind or not.
Well, if he does, that would like completely miss the point of going to a strip club, but okay.
Maybe he's there just for the lap dances. I don't know. Anyway, this is from Blind Man. It says 1 star. It says, I was there for a party, the darkest club in Chicago, might as well. Watch a rubber blow up doll in your closet, despite four of us being there with some tall cash in hand. We just came from the Empress boat. Lazy, indifferent girls were more interested in talking, flirting, and dancing with each other just as well because it seemed most were fat. A better show can be had for free at Oak Street Beach in the summer, 1 star. So yeah, I don't think he's actually blind.
Yeah, I didn't think so because I feel like going to a strip club and you're blind is kind of like torture
Mm.
because you need to because it's look, not touch, right? Like I feel like that would be torture because if you can't touch and you can't look, you could literally be at a church, you don't know what's happening in front of you. Like
Well,
it's
we can always ask David if he's ever been to a strip club.
oh yeah, we could ask.
Look
But
at that's Chitty.
oh yeah, well, Chitty is a huge Christian, so he probably doesn't go to strip clubs. Remember, he was like a man of God all of a sudden
Uh-huh.
on his season. So I'm assuming that titties in your face is not okay with him.
I mean, maybe before he found God, he was known as like Chitty the titty lover or something.
I mean, that's true. He did send some pretty explicit messages to what was the cat lady?
Renee.
Renee.
Yeah, he did send some pretty nasty stuff to her, so he didn't find Jesus until after.
True. All right, let's go to the next review. This is from Cyrus, whatever. This place sucks in my opinion. High cover, $20 to $25, dry, no alcohol, and you must buy a mandatory drink. Steep prices for private dances, $75 and up. Table dances are okay, $10. Everyone else on the floor usually watches for you though. No grinding, simply air lap dancing. All songs are cut short by the DJ to minimize the fun. The feel of the club is nice, good variety of good looking girls, but it doesn't outweigh the downfalls of the club. I will not be going back again. 1 star. So apparently, yeah, if you're blind, you don't want to go here because it's like air lap dances.
So I heard $20 to $25 cover, but it's a dry club, so there's no alcohol.
Mhm.
That's a huge no for me. And there's no grinding, no no, an air lap dance. So is this like run by a church?
I don't know, and yeah, and you have to buy a mandatory drink minimum.
What the fuck is the drink? They don't serve alcohol. Do I have to buy a Pepsi? Like, what do you mean? It kind of reminds me of like a dance, a school dance at a Christian school.
High school dance?
Yeah, they're like no touching, no grinding, leave room for Jesus. I was like, what kind of strip club is this?
Mm. This would be Chitty's favorite strip club. Anyway, because it's very Jesus friendly. Get it? So should I go to the next review?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from X. It's one sentence. It says, "This is one of the worst clubs I've ever been to. Total ripoff, 2 stars." I don't know why it has 2 stars though.
Yeah, if it's a total ripoff and the worst you ever been to, it's 1 star.
Yeah. All right. This is from Austin. It says, "Wow, I was very disappointed. Not one girl came up to me. Even though I'm a female, I wanted dances, but also the quality of performers was very low. 1 star."
Oh, they discriminate. So the girls only go up to guys. You can't discriminate. Sometimes girls go in the strip club and they can make it rain just as well as a man. You can
Hmm.
you cannot be discriminating. And girls are, at the end of the day, they're just trying to have fun. They're not trying to like touch you weird or take you home like the dudes are being creepy. Like sometimes you can make the best money tips from girls at the strip club because they just want to see the other girls and have fun.
True. This one's from Phil, 1 star. It says, I agree with the previous comments. No more watered down drinks and better quality girls. Kind of sad. The club has really declined in years compared to previous years. 1 star. So I don't know. Now I'm confused because it says no more watered down drinks.
Well, right, because I was like, do they water down the Pepsi on top of that? Like, what
Yeah.
now? Like,
Yep.
you gotta be fucking kidding me! I can't even order a Pepsi without you watering it down.
Yeah, your ice, your water has extra ice in it. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Anyway, okay, this is from Nikki. It says, "I once watched a girl from behind Shaker Badunkadunk. She shaked it well. She moved closer to my group. She swayed her round buttocks. It made the room sway alone with her until she turned around to reveal she looked familiar in family. This person's like typing is weird. There's like anyway, she looked familiar in family. You're mine. She was my cousin. God, washing my eyes out with soap as we speak. This burn, stop it, please." So apparently she's getting a dance, and when the person turns around, it was her cousin.
Oh, that's crazy. I've never had that situation happen where the stripper was related to me. There were strippers in my family. There's none anymore. They don't do it anymore. There were strippers in my family, but I've never seen them dance. Thank
Mhm.
God. Like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
Yeah, so
You could
that's
you could have
awkward.
just asked them, hey, okay, you're working this strip club. Let me know when you're not working there. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, that's scary to think that you see your cousin shaking their ass. And the worst part is he watched the whole thing until she turned around. So he was probably thoroughly enjoying the process and then realized that he now has to move to Oklahoma.
That one could have been by a woman because it was like Nikki Nikki. So
Oh, yeah, yeah. Maybe it was a woman. Okay, okay, good. Maybe I'm not that it makes it better, but still.
True. Okay, this one's from Michael. It says, highly disappointed. If a girl sits with you too long, the bouncer has to come over and tell them to move. I bet they put the strippers on treadmills and force them to run in the back room too. Shitty dances, no touching at all, and way overpriced drinks, 1 star.
Wow.
Um, this is from Quagmire. It says, for them to not serve booze is not a good idea. It's hard not to notice the girls are average. There really isn't anything great about the place, and the fact that half a soda and the fact that half a soda should not cost $5. There isn't anything wrong with this place per se. It's just not worth the high prices to have a so-so time, especially when there are better places so close by. 2 stars. Um,
Half of a soda's
So
fine.
the reason why I put this one was because of the username, because I was a Family Guy
okay,
fan, so I had to put it.
true. Okay, the next one is from A. It says, this club has gone downhill since the mid 90s. Whatever they're charging is not worth the money or the time. The quality of girls is very poor. 2 stars. This one's from Steven. It says, this place is a dump. The girls are ugly. The dances are terrible. ATM fees are $15. The bouncers act tough and are incredibly rude. Overpriced with terrible talent. The DJ looks like John Roberts, a real GTA 5 type of feel in this place. Don't go here. You'll walk out underwhelmed and ripped off. 1 star.
Jeez. $15 ATM fee is wild. I'm just gonna say that. I've never seen it that high before. And I've gotten money out at the airport. I ain't never seen it that high.
True. Let's see. This is one 2 star review from Johnny. He says, cannot relax there. The girls get pretty bitchy when you politely decline a dance. They hound you pretty badly at that place. So hard to just sit and chat with your friends. The girls are attractive, but after buying 2 mandatory cokes and getting hassled to death for dances, you will probably feel a little pissed. A decent place if you have lots of money to throw around and haven't gotten laid in a few. 2 stars. So yeah, 2 mandatory cokes.
Wow. I mean, when I go to comedy shows, there's a 2 drink minimum,
Mhm.
but they serve alcohol, so I have no issue. Like, I've never been forced to buy a soda before. Like, that's a new thing for me.
Mhm. Here's a 2 star from B Cole. It says, "Too expensive and no alcohol. It's a club you go to when you're in high school and can't get in anywhere else." 2 stars.
You just finished saying, George, it feels like a high school dance.
It does. I feel like it's a high school strip club, and I know that's a totally horrible thing to say, but it's like a Christian run strip club where it's bad, but it's also holy at the same time.
Mm. And holy and not in like a whole kind of way.
No.
Anyway, okay, this from Jackie. It says, this place was the worst club I've ever been to. The girls act like they don't want to be there. They show no enthusiasm in their dance. They have no boobs, no asses. The whole night we were there, the place was dead. These girls have absolutely no attitude or flavor. They need to get better dancers who seem more enthused, not like the girls they have now who roll their eyes as they dance and play with their nails while they dance. What the hell is that all about? I will not go back to this club. Polecats was better. 1 star.
Mm.
Play with their nails while they dance. Sounds like getting a dance from Madeline.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, all you're missing is the Nutella jar.
Oh, I mean, at least that'll be kind of hot if you
Mm.
pour Nutella all over yourself. Anyway, here's from Joel Lee. It says, they should really stop inviting tall, bony craters all over their face, crackhead looking girls. It's not good for business. We need more pretty ones. 2 stars.
Oh, very specific.
Okay, this one's from Reperk. It says this place sucked for all new $20 at the door, and plus you had to buy a soda or water for $5. Order to stay and the girls cannot dance. Boring. 1 star. This is from Ryan. It says, let me first say I am not a connoisseur, but this place is fairly lame. The layout of the stage is fairly interesting in that it is small, so not a lot of people can sit at the stage and help generate revenue for the place, and they don't serve alcohol. There's a good reason why they don't serve alcohol, but you will have to go for yourself to find out. I ended up here for a bachelor party, and be completely honest, I would not go here again on my free will. 2 stars.
Okay, I want to know the reason though. Like he was like, "There's a good What's the reason that they don't serve alcohol? Is it in a church? Like, I need to know the reason now. Like, I'm invested.
True. I don't know. The guys working right now didn't let me in simply because I didn't say thank you for the valet parking. I paid tip and everything, but if you're not going to tip more than $15, I tip 9, you're going to get kicked out. They might, they might and hopefully fire these illegal bouncers soon. Let's make this happen. 1 star. This from Travel Guide says no touching allowed during lap dances. Chicago City law enforced by the Chicago Police Department. Do not buy any lap dances here. You will not enjoy them. Otherwise, if you go here only to watch the dancers on the poles, well, it's your decision. 1 star. Okay, okay. So I guess we're learning in Chicago, you can't get a lap dance where you touch.
So it's a law in Chicago that it has to be a air lap dance. So the lawmakers decided that women can't be grinding. Like, of all the murders and horrible things happen in Chicago, they felt like it was necessary to ban lap dances. Like, of all the bad things that I hear on the news about Ohio, that's what they're worried about. Or not Ohio, Illinois. That's what they're worried about. Like, they really need to
I
fix.
mean, is it called the Windy City because they only give air lap dances? Oh,
Oh, that is true. It's the windy dances. You're right. That's wild. Like, the idea that it's a whole law and the police are enforcing it just shows that the police are a bunch of prudes.
well, I guess I shouldn't go to the strip clubs in Chicago then.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm definitely no alcohol and air lab dances. I'm already sold on not going.
True. I'd rather go to Dave and Buster's and like shoot hoops or something.
Yeah,
Anyway,
the main event would be way more fun.
Okay, this is from JJ. It says, I walked in with a white shirt. I walked out brown. The girl that rubbed on me for 30 minutes trying to get me to buy a private dance seemed more pale when she walked away, probably because I had all of her tan on my shirt. -1 star instantly. 1 star for charging $6 for a Coke and no refills. 1 star for girls being pushy and having no tact in their sales pitch. Simply put, they came as cheap hookers. I only gave it 2 stars because the guys I was with seemed to have a blast. Maybe it just wasn't my night for fun at the Admiral. I'll never know as I don't plan to return. 2 stars. Okay, that was the end of that. But when he said he walked in with a white shirt and he walked out with a brown shirt, I was like, oh, did he get a dance from Gigi Dancer?
Well, that was my thoughts. I was like, what do you know? She didn't just quit. She got a new job and moved to the Windy City, but it wasn't her. It was just the spray tan. Because I was like, oh shit, Gigi Dancer still ain't showering and she's still dancing.
Yeah, so explain the spray tan to your wife on your shirt, buddy. Anyway. This is from Timothy Rogers. This one's kind of long. It says, "Worst strip club I've ever been to. Dancers don't go on stage. They just walk around begging for money. I don't know why I'm laughing. Anyway, they just walk around begging for money without offering services. Very strange experience. I gave them money because I felt bad. Better off feeding the homeless. I definitely recommend surrounding cities to get an entertaining experience. They kept calling girls to the stage, but no one would ever get on stage. $40 cover charge and no dancers, just security and strobe lights. Best part is the spring water they serve. The girls that were with customers made more money than the girls that worked there just because they actually danced. Bring your own entertainment if you're interested in this place. Really not positive thing to say. I don't know how it is a relevant business. Chicago is the worst club, let alone strip club. Sad Chicago. I'd rather be in Idaho. 1 star.
Wow. He literally said that they're like homeless people on the street corner begging for money. That's literally, and he fed them because he felt bad.
He said you're
Like,
better off feeding the homeless.
that's yo, that's wild. Like, he was like, I only gave the money because I felt bad and I didn't think they were gonna eat today, not because I thought they were sexy.
Mm, true. And he said the best part of the strip club was the spring water that they serve.
I'm
Um,
assuming because it's free, or maybe
like
not.
$5. I don't know. Let's see. That was a okay. Okay, so we're down to the last few. Let's now we have like 4 or 5 at least. Okay, let's see. This one's from Tyrell. It says, I went in on the weekend. I went in on the weekends and it was empty. $30 to enter and one drink, and that's six. $30 for an air dance that lasted 2 minutes. The place is a scam and will probably go out of business soon. Way better clubs that there, and I'll be not be going back. 1 star. So yeah, it sounds like a tourist trap. Mr. Bond, it says, I don't recommend this club. Here girls are scammers. She told me to $20 for a table dance, and I won. I give her $100 bill, and she scammed me. And she said, you just give me $20. It's a scam. So I guess he gave her a $100 bill, but she said you only gave me a $20 bill.
Oh.
Like strippers do that though sometimes where it's like they'll dance for you and you'll pay them a 20 and then they'll like 2 minutes later they'll be like, hey, you never paid me for that dance.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, that happens. They're counting on, well, not here, but they're counting on you being too drunk to remember.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
they're not drunk because they can't serve alcohol
But
there.
yeah, that's my thing. That scam doesn't work because you can't get the people drunk to trick them. Because that has happened. Like you're drinking, you're having a good time, and you think you hand somebody. It's when you put a $50 bill on the girl's g-string, and then she's like, "You didn't pay for this dance," and you're so drunk, you're like, "Shit, I probably didn't." But you
Like
can't do that there because these people are sober as hell.
like I had that experience once where like well, it was kind of interesting. It was funny because like so I was at like Rick's Cabaret, but I was with their like PR guy, like the public relations dude who's like so anyway, he's basically like that's his job is to be there and shit. So I was with him, and then like I think he bought me a dance or something, and then but then the girl afterwards was like, hey, and he paid her, but then he's like, hey, you didn't pay me, and then like, but he's a fucking PR guy there or whatever. He works there kind of, and then I forget what exactly happened, but I think he went. He's like, oh really? And then he went and got security and told security to like get this dancer out of our fucking face.
Oh, so he caught her scamming. Yeah. Well, she probably didn't realize that he was the PR guy for the club. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, that scam works as
Mhm.
long as they're drunk and having a really good time. That works. But it doesn't when they just paid $18 for a half a Coke. It's not going to work.
Yeah. So okay, let's see. Next review. This one's from First Last. This place was absolutely terrible. The one thing to have a bad experience or go to a dirty strip club, this was entirely different. I went in the room for a dance and left my wallet on the side, and the girl I went with literally stole $280 from my wallet, which was all the cash I had with me. When I went to talk to the manager, he was on an absolute piece of he was an absolute piece of trash and didn't even hear me out. Instead, he told me to leave and started cussing at me. Never go here. I've read reviews of this happening here before, but I never thought it would happen to me because I didn't do anything to instigate it. There are much better clubs that are way more affordable as well and where you won't get robbed. I plan on making an FTC claim and taking this forward 1 star.
So, wait, I missed it. Who did he say robbed him?
I think a stripper or something probably robbed.
Oh, the
That's
stripper. Because I thought I heard it. You say a girl.
I'll read that part again. This was in I went into the room for a dance. I assume like a private dance and left and I left my wallet on the side and the girl went in with and the oh wait and the girl I went in with literally stole $280 from my wallet, which is all the cash I had with me.
Oh, yeah. So the stripper. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, why didn't he put his wallet back in his pocket? Like when I go to the strip club, I'll take my ones out, what I want to spend, and then I'll put my wallet, like my credit cards and stuff, back in my pocket. Like you don't just leave shit out in the strip club. Like that's kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm. All right, this is from Robert. It says, please stop advertising in the bike lane. It's hazardous and disrespectful. This is more of a visual review because he posted a photo of like they put like
I'll
funny.
put it on Patreon.
Yeah, put it on Patreon because like there's a bike lane. They put like a giant hiker, hot girls 18 and up Admiral with like two orange cones right in the middle of the street to get people to try to enter the club. So it's kind of funny. It's more of a visual. Anyway,
Wait, they're asking people on bikes.
no, well they put the sign in the bike lane for you to.
Oh, I see it. I see the photo. I see it. Never mind. That was a dumb question. I should have looked at the picture first. I see it.
Yeah, so go on our Patreon for the visual. Um, okay, this is from IT. It says next review. If I could give this shady places a 0, I would. Management is horrible, and about 90% of the dancers are overweight. I will not be returning. You can barely find anyone who looks healthy. This girl begged me for $10 so she can quote smoke after work and even invited me to 1 star.
I mean, at least she invited you to go and smoke with her.
Mhm.
If you buy cigarettes. It's only nice, right?
Sure, we're down to our last review.
Oh no, it's the
No, I have one. I have one in my back pocket.
Okay, we're down to the second to last review. Okay, second to last. This one's A from AS. It says, um, I took my grandfather here for his 92nd birthday. We were very disappointed in the service. My grandfather wanted a dance from this mannish woman who stank very, very badly, which resulted in my grandfather having a stroke. They refused to pay the medical bills. Very mad. No, I have to look elsewhere for my strippers. 1 star. Or now I have to look elsewhere for my strippers. 1 star. You
Wait a
get that
minute.
story?
There's a lot to unpack here. Just give me a second. Oh,
I could read that one again too, maybe.
yeah, just read it again. There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, that was a lot to unpack. Okay, let's see. I don't know if it's a tall tale, but it says, I took my grandfather here for his 92nd birthday. We were very disappointed in the service. My grandfather wanted a dance from this mannish woman who stank very, very badly, which resulted in my grandfather having a stroke. They refused to pay the medical bills. Very mad. Now I have to look elsewhere for my strippers. 1 star.
Maybe it was Gigi Dancer.
Maybe.
So he took his 92-year-old grandfather to the strip club. That threw me off. That's not even what's crazy. The grandfather wanted a dance from a mannish woman who really, really stank. And then that dance gave the 92-year-old a stroke. Almost like a movie, right? Like I feel like this is a movie. This can't be real. And
Mm.
the guy wants the strip club to pay the stroke bills. Like I don't know.
You have questions.
It almost sounds too funny to be true, but I feel like it might actually be true.
I'm just curious, like if he's 92, let's say he's in like a wheelchair, do they have like ramp accessibility and stuff or what?
Well, yeah, it's true too, because 92-year-olds probably can't walk, let alone like endure a strip. Well, not I shouldn't say a lap dance. This is an air dance because this is Chicago. But like that's true. Gina, can we see the outside of the club? Because I want to see if you can.
There's pictures in Patreon already.
Okay, cool. Because I want to see if you can actually roll.
Well, a lot of buildings have to follow what's it called? Guidelines to make it wheelchair accessible. That's why you have wheelchair accessible for entries and exits, including washrooms. So I'm assuming it would be the same in Chicago.
Yeah, I assume if like they have strict
Yeah, it's
air-
accessible because the ground. Well,
no, I assume if they have like strict rules for air lab dances, they probably have strict rules for disabled people.
I mean, true. Like, if you go to like a theme park, they won't let like somebody, um, especially if you're 92, but like if you can't walk or you're paralyzed, you can't just get on a roller coaster. Like there's rules. And I think maybe there might be rules for like that too. Like if you're like really old or if you have a heart condition, going to a strip club could like agitate your heart and you could have a heart attack. So you would think that there would be rules for that too.
True. Okay, by the way, we have one last review.
Oh, is it over?
A guess. Do you want to give it a guess at like who a special person may be?
Wait, is it XXX Beast? Has he been there?
Who else would it be?
He's been there? No way. That's crazy. This is amazing. So I want to hear what he has to say about a dry strip club that does not allow grinding. I'm definitely interested in knowing what he has to say.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, hold your commentary to the end. Let's see. It's from the world famous Triple X Beast. It says, there's really only so many things in this city to do until 6 in the morning. The Admiral would be one of them. Although the girls are mostly out of all other options, sad, they don't serve alcohol. There's a pretty hefty cover, and a bottle of water is about $10 a pop. I guess it's something to do in the city until 6 in the morning, other than go to sleep. 2 stars. So it wasn't his strongest review, but
What?
No, but we had to always bring them back.
I loved the line where he was like, all the girls were out of all other options, meaning that they couldn't do anything.
Let me read that line again. It says like, although the girls are mostly quote out of all other options, sad they don't serve alcohol. Blah blah blah. Yeah, so that's a nice little saying.
Yeah, that had me laughing because I was like, damn, they couldn't even work at McDonald's. They're out of all other options. This is it. It's shake your titties or nothing else.
So yeah, those are those reviews. Let's see. Like, okay, so I tomorrow I'm like kind of busy. So like I know normally we would talk to like Lana and all that stuff, but so here's what I want to do. I want to kind of end it shorter, and then my plan though is like to I want to my goal is to like upload the podcast tonight. That way I won't have to worry about it tomorrow because I'm gonna be busy. But at the same time, I also want to cut it before having a chance to talk to Lana. So we have to hold off to Lana for like next time.
Sunday.
Huh? All right. Yeah. Well, Sunday we'll have to talk to Lana.
True.
I posted the pictures of the strip club in Patreon, and the hallway is giving me the quote unquote fashion show that Darcy and Stacy did.
Mm-hmm.
That small hallway there.
Wait, I'm looking.
Oh, let me
It
yell.
looks nice. It looks nice on the outside.
Oh yeah, it kind of there's a hallway like this at like the House of Blues, where it has like all of the pictures of people that have performed there with the velvet rope. Like they have that at the House of Blues too. So yeah, it does look nice.
Oh, by the way, yeah, Gina posted the Chloe purse. It's like YSL.
Oh, I've Saint Laurent's.
Yeah, that's what
Yo,
I'm at. Yeah.
that is my brand. I do love Yves Saint Laurent. So yeah, I do get why people might have had something to say because that is not a Michael Kors brand.
Mm,
Yves Saint Laurent is definitely on a level of its own. You know, it's up there with the other brands. So yeah, she's definitely a privileged little twat. Yeah,
mhm.
you know. Oh, Gina, the inside of this club is actually nice.
Yeah, I know.
Yo,
Like if it wasn't, yeah, I
It's weird. Yeah.
know.
The reviews though, even though it looks nice, the reviews don't make me want to go though. Obviously.
no, no, no. The chairs and the seating look nice. Everything is amazing except the reviews are telling me it's not. But yeah, this is not what I expected at all. They got LCD, is that right? LCD TVs on the ceiling. Like it is nice. It's just, you know, you're not gonna
The
have.
performance is not nice, but the
But
exterior and interior is
I'm
nice.
gonna say it does give you the vibes of a Playhouse Square Broadway stage. Because remember, it
Mm.
has theater in the name. So when I'm looking at the where the pole is, it does look like a theater, the stage.
Well, here's the thing. It was first opened in 1927.
Uh-huh. What is like a
So
as like a burlesque place or something?
probably,
Yes.
Oh, so it probably was some sort of theater in the
Yeah.
past. Because when I'm
yeah.
looking at it, when I lived in Cleveland, we had Playhouse Square, which was like the second largest theater district in the country. So we had a lot of different theaters, and it's giving me that vibe of I think not the Palace Theater. There's another theater that we had, the Allen Theater. It's giving me the Allen Theater vibe. So it definitely has that theater vibe.
Mm,
Yeah, and I think maybe in the 70s or 80s, that's when they turned it into a strip club.
mm.
But before that, it was a theater, and I guess they just kept the name, right? To keep that
Yeah.
tradition. Or maybe they couldn't change the name because sometimes heritage buildings that are old like that, they can't do a name change, right? Or they can't renovate from
No,
the outside.
you can change the name, you just can't change the building.
Mm.
Exactly.
And by the way,
So,
how do you win a Bush contest? Is it like volume or like neatness or something?
Well, I was thinking because you know how some people have
Or
like,
did they take a ruler or measuring tape?
well, some women have like a landing strip. Like I was like, what if it's has to be styled or shaved? Like you know how you go and they can take a bush like in the front of your house and they can carve like a character out of the bush. I was like, what if they do it based on creativity and like if she has like a bunny carved out
Like
of,
a Playboy bunny, like the old
yeah,
canning, like would go
yeah.
canning.
in the
That's what
canning beds, you'd get like a Playboy Bunny logo.
Well, right,
True.
because I was like, it can't just be the biggest bush. It has to be some creativity in there, right?
Yeah, maybe there's multiple categories like creativity, biggest bush.
Well, yeah, that's true. Like, they could, if it's styled in like the shape of like a character or a brand or something, like maybe there's, like you said, character categories, and you could win different stuff. And then I guess the person that just has the massivest bush,
Oh,
they get that.
overall.
Yeah, overall volume. Maybe they'll just win that.
True. Yeah. So, anyways, that's that. All right. Well, yeah, like I said, I thought it was a good podcast to catch up after a week. It definitely felt like a month. Thank you to all of our supporters. And yeah, my goal, like I said, I want to post it tonight, which will be a first. So that'd be kind of cool. But then I won't have to worry about it tomorrow.
Yeah, this was fun. We shouldn't take off for so much time. It felt weird not doing the podcast. I felt
It did felt weird, especially for me.
it was weird. And it's like, I know I was out of town. I hadn't even watched the shows or anything, but I still felt weird that we didn't do the podcast. It was weird.
True. So, anyways, well, we did it one tonight. So now we're back on, we got fresh content.
We're back, and oh yeah, Amberlee. Hope Angelica had fun tonight. It was her first time listening live. I hope we lived up to the hype, and I'm glad that we got to pop your cherry tonight. Thanks for
I was gonna say we popped your cherry, and thanks for tuning in.
Oh yeah, Angelica. Yeah, I know her off of Instagram too, I think. So yeah, hi Angelica.
Hi, thanks for joining live for the first time. Cherry popped.
All right, well, I'm gonna end it, and yeah, I look forward to the tell-all and talking shit about Jasmine. It's like,
Yeah, 2 days. We'll be watching the tell all, and Jasmine will be making a massive ass of herself, and we'll be memeing it out. So I can't wait.
all right, well, I'm gonna do my outro. Thank you everyone for listening to 90 Day Fiancé Fridays
On a Friday.
Friday.
Peace
Peace
out.
out, everybody.
Good night. Bye.